14-14.
It's 14-14. Yeah.
We've got great potential right here. I mean, I think after today we come out and play our game next week and really focus and have a good week of practice. Never know, something could happen good.
We're going to the big dance. I can't believe it. November 30th, we're still playing football. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, we're going crazy out here, and Willie's alive, babe. That's all I got to say.
Hello and welcome to the Class 4A State Championship pregame show here at the Channel 8 studio. I'm Jim Porth alongside Mike Vassa. And Mike, we have quite a matchup for us.
Yes, we do. I've lived in Greeley since I was 4 years old, and I have never seen anything in Greeley quite like this. Greeley Central has won 12 straight games, and now they're going to play for the state championship right here in our own backyard.
The 12-1 Greeley Central Wildcats taking on the #1 ranked Wheat Ridge Farmers. And you can feel the excitement around town. It's great to be here in Greeley. 39 years since the Cats have had this opportunity, and hopefully they can come out with a win.
Yeah, Dwight D. Eisenhower was president last time Greeley Central had a chance at the state championship. Greeley has just come together. Whether you're from Greeley West, Greeley Central, it doesn't matter where you're from. You're here to support Greeley Central, and this is their day.
District 6 Stadium, I'm sure, is going to be packed. Let's take a look at Central's offense. The key to that so far has been Jeff Weber. He has over 1,600 yards rushing and 21 touchdowns. And just to look back in the playoffs, he's rushed last week for 136 yards. The week before that against Grand Junction Central, he had 88 yards. And in the first round of the playoffs against defending state champion Green Mountain, he had 256 yards. Besides Weber, there's McConnell back there at the fullback position, and he's also a 1,000-yard rusher on the year. Steve Beaubier, the quarterback who runs the option for the Cats. But the big key here in many people's minds is the huge offensive line for the Cats, anchored by Jared St. Aubin. Defensively, Mike?
Defensively for Wheat Ridge is going to do a lot of same things that both Longmont and Grand Junction Central, Broomfield did last week. They're going to try to stop Weber and McConnell. Who has been able to do that all year? Absolutely nobody. But if Wheat Ridge is going to win, they're going to have to do it. Last week against Longmont, they really played effectively against DeFalco. This year, they've got 23 interceptions so far this year. In the first half alone, through 13 games, this is through 13 games, they've given up 51 points. So if Greeley Central is going to come out and win this game today, they're going to have to score in the first and the second quarter. They can't go in with a 7-0 lead.
Well, that's the Cats' offense and the Farmers' defense. When we come back, Mike and I will look at the Cats' defense and the Farmers' offense.
Because the great outdoors isn't always convenient, there's Workout West Fitness and Tennis Club.
I can tell you right now, I don't like this one little bit. Listen, I've been winning county fair recipe competitions for 16 years. This is outrageous. These Western sizzling folks come along with this county fair buffet and bakery. Just look at all of this. And to think, they're using my blue ribbon recipes and calling it their county fair buffet and bakery. And all for this Western sizzling prize. It's just not fair, I tell you. And they're going to hear from me.
One of the owners of the Rio Grande Mexican restaurant, downtown Greeley. And I want to invite you to come down and try some of our delicious jumbo charbroiled shrimp. You know, when we got together 10 years ago to start this deal in Fort Collins, we decided that charbroiled beef was the way to go, and that's all we serve here, charbroiled fajitas and some charbroiled chicken breast for you, too. So come down and give us a try. We do it a little different, and I think you'll like it. Thanks.
It's 31 minutes after 7 o'clock. The temperature, 51 degrees. Good morning. I'm Joe Tennyson. Along with Mike Rice, Tom Ryder, Bob Byrne, Jim Wershborn, and the whole crew, we're here to keep you completely informed about what's going on in our community. So why don't you join us every morning between 6 and 9 for Up with Weld County on your complete information station, KFKA 1310.
1310 KFKA. At 75, it says a lot.
Hello and welcome back to the Channel 8 4A State Championship pregame show. I'm alongside Jim Porth. I'm Mike Vassa. Defensively, Central is going to have to stop the Neanderthal style of Wheat Ridge football, Jim.
They really will. And Central has had a great year so far defensively, and they're anchored again by that great defensive line, Jared St. Aubin and Ryan Collins up there for them. But it's the bookends that have been the story for the Cats so far this year. Defensive ends Mike Stannis and Nathan Osborne. And Nathan Osborne says that they're ready to go when they meet the Farmers.
This week we've made some good adjustments with the line. Coach Fulton's been great about getting adjustments in all year long. We're going to try some different looks with maybe a little bigger front line or more people on the line.
Along with the defensive ends and the defensive line, there's the linebackers. Casey McConnell, who's big on the offensive line, is also a big leader for the Cats defense. He's the middle linebacker for that defense, and he'll have a big game. He'll have to step up and shut the middle up for the Cats against those Farmers. In the secondary, there's Jason Samsel, Josh Giesick, and Preston Warwick. Who knows what kind of part they'll play. They definitely will have to come up and hit hard, but Wheat Ridge doesn't like to throw the ball that much, right?
No, they don't like it at all. I was watching Casey McConnell play Broomfield last week. He lines up right over that quarterback spot. He's got the eyes of a linebacker. If you're a Wheat Ridge running back, you're going to have to be a little bit nervous because you know he's got the offensive plan. He's a running back. He knows what you're going to have to do. So the combination of Justin and Jason Gallimore from Wheat Ridge, who have been the big two all season long, are really going to have to run it up the middle. But that's what Wheat Ridge does, is run it up the middle. They use the Neander-style football, which is what defensive coordinator Jeff Fulton described it as. On the year, they've scored 447 points all year long. That's in 13 games. That's an amazing total. With 34 of those points coming in the fourth quarter. So they like to get it done quickly and get it done often when it comes to offensive football.
So the Central defense will have their hands full. But we're at home. District 6 Stadium. The fans are going to go crazy. Mike, what do you think some of the keys are for the Cats?
For Greeley Central to win this game, they're going to have to depend on the home crowd. You know this place is going to be hopping and this place is going to be rocking, but Greeley Central has to control their emotions and realize that this is still a football game to play. They're not coming in to accept their rings, they're coming in to play for the rings. So they're going to have to keep the intensity going, understand their goals, and go forward.
Last week against Broomfield, the Cats had 10 penalties for 100 yards and had 6 fumbles. That can't happen this week against the #1 ranked Wheat Ridge Farmers. And I think that'll be key. Coach Priestley and his coaching staff has worked on making the little things happen in this game. And I think the Cats will have a good chance if they, 1, get on them early, and 2, defensively stop those big running backs of the Farmers.
You know, Wheat Ridge played a really good game last week against Longmont. Longmont made almost no mistakes in the game. Wheat Ridge made them pay for the little ones they do. If Greeley Central comes into this game, has big penalties and a couple of quick turnovers, it's going to be over by the first half.
Longmont, I believe, is the only opponent that both these teams have seen. Both won. Of course, Central winning when DeFalco was out. But let's throw all of that away. This is a state championship, and at this point, it's one game. Whoever comes out and plays the hardest is going to be the winner.
I had a chance to talk to some of the Greeley Central players earlier this week. They didn't even show signs that they were in the championship game. It's just another day of practice for them. They were out there practicing. I said, what's the intensity out there? And they kind of gave me the look of it's no different than it has been recently and no different than it has been in the past couple of weeks, which I think is ideal for them. They don't make it to be more than it is, and that's definitely a positive for Greeley Central.
Well, enough talk. It's time to watch the Class 4A state championship game right here on TCI Channel 8. Now, this championship game on Channel 8 is brought to you by Kodak of Colorado and sponsored in part by Hewlett-Packard, the Greeley division, Bo Beer Stratton, Good Times Drive-Thru, King Motors, Eaton Bank of Greeley, Workout West,
the Greeley Mall, the Rio Grande Restaurant, the Greeley Well Chamber of Commerce, Western Sizzlin', and 1310 KFKA Radio, which by coincidence is our simulcast. So let's go ahead and send it out to Rob and Chuck for the big game.
If you think you have to go out of town for the best car deal, come to King Motors first. We'll save you the trip. At King Motors, we have big city selection, but we haven't lost the idea of small town service. At King Motors, you're treated with respect, and we make sure buying a car from us is fast and efficient. We even back our used cars with a 1-year warranty and 39-point safety and reconditioning inspection. King-size selection and service fit for a king. It all adds up to king peace of mind.
Dr. Gene Beaubier is pleased to welcome Dr. Amy Stratton to his dental practice. Dr. Stratton is now accepting appointments. Emergencies welcome. For complete dental wellness, gentle treatment, and personal attention to your total dental health and appearance, as well as the latest techniques to maintain your dental health, call Dr. Gene Beaubier or Dr. Amy Stratton at 339-9770. 339-9770.
It has been 37 years since the Greeley Central Wildcats last played for a state football championship, and on that day in 1959, the Wildcats were able to come away victorious. The 1996 version of the Greeley Central Wildcats hoping for a similar fate today as they take on the Wheat Ridge Farmers in the Class 4A state football championship. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to a sun-splashed but chilly District 6 Stadium in Greeley. Chuck Tennyson and Rob Norwood with you this afternoon. State championship football from an unbelievable atmosphere, a jam-packed District 6 stadium. And Rob, as high school football goes, it just doesn't get any better than this.
We got here early. We got a couple hours before game time just to be able to take in the feeling, the electricity, the atmosphere of a state championship football game being played in Greeley. To walk out on the field when the teams were practicing, to get a feel for the coaches, a feel for the players. It's an incredible feeling. It's just an incredible place to be today, and the weather turned out to be a lot better than what it originally looked like it was going to be.
Ought to be a great football game, Rob, and all of the atmosphere and the pomp and circumstance aside, it's going to be a terrific game. Both teams come in at 12-1. Both teams love to run the football, and both teams are solid on defense, and makes the keys to the game relatively simple, Rob, but for Greeley Central, the plan becomes a little more complex. The Wheat Ridge defense is so good against the run, you almost think they're going to have some success in the passing game in order to open things up just a little bit.
Chuck, the Greeley Central offense, one of the keys to their being successful today against Wheat Ridge is they have to protect their quarterback, Bo Beer. This Wheat Ridge defense is a lot like the Greeley Central defense. They're very aggressive. Greeley Central needs to work the option against this Wheat Ridge team. Wheat Ridge has been vulnerable to the option. Longmont also exposed a weakness for short-range, quick in, and short-out route passes. Now, Jeff Priestley before the game talked about that, and he said, if we see those defensive backs sneaking up, we're going to look for that. May look for something across the middle, a quick floater across the middle. But you have to make these work with an off-balance attack of McConnell and Weber between the tackles. You have to sustain, Greeley Central has to sustain 4 quarters of offense. Last week in the second half against Broomfield, 47 yards of total offense. They have not done that the last couple of weeks. This defense has stepped up and kept them in the football game.
Meanwhile, the Wheat Ridge Farmers on defense, very aggressive, Rob, and solid against the run. This Wheat Ridge defense gives up 10.6 points a game, a little over 95 yards a game on the ground. And you know what the key is for them. They have to stop Jeff Weber and Casey McConnell.
Absolutely have to shut down the Greeley Central run attack. McConnell comes into the game with 1,541 yards. Weber with 1,643. They need to force Central to pass, which, while it's been effective at times this year, the passing game for Greeley Central, it's been a little inconsistent at times. The DBs need to stick to Mulhern and Dinges. Last week, the coverage for this Wheat Ridge defense forced 5 coverage sacks against Longmont and forced Chrisman to do a lot of things that he wasn't accustomed to doing.
Yeah, Longmont quarterback Joe Chrisman is a good one, and they were able to stifle him in the second half. Meanwhile, if we turn the page and head to the Central defense, this defensive bunch, Rob, what can you say? I mean, they have been spectacular. They also only allow 10.5 points a game, a little over 100 yards a game on the ground, and they have been spectacular, but they haven't seen a running game like Wheat Ridge this season.
Wheat Ridge is going to come out and definitely get on the running attack. Like Wheat Ridge, this Greeley Central defense has to shut down the run. You've got the Gallimore twins, Jason with 1,269 yards, 128 points throughout the year, Justin 855 yards, 68 points. The passing for Wheat Ridge has been inconsistent all year. Zach Magalai is only 13 for 30, 351 yards. What they have to do on defense, Central has to avoid letting Wheat Ridge have big plays. Don't slack up if they establish a lead like we've seen them do in the last couple of weeks. And I can tell you right now, against this Wheat Ridge team, big hits deliver big messages.
Talked about the Wheat Ridge offense, Robin, as you were looking at the Central defense, and it's a full house backfield. This is a heavy formation. They're going to come out and they try to pound it down your throat, and the Greeley Central defense is going to have to step up and play very well. Meanwhile, the Wheat Ridge offense, I think very similar to Greeley Central, got to give Zach Magalai a chance to throw, and they've got to expose the weaknesses of this Central defense, and it's the same as Wheat Ridge. They're very aggressive. They push up the field in a hurry.
If there is a weakness on this Greeley Central defense, it is the fact that they are so aggressive. What Wheat Ridge has to do to be successful on offense, they need to establish early control of the line of scrimmage. Central has allowed 108.2 yards rushing per game this season, which is not a lot. The Gallimore twins are fast. What Wheat Ridge needs to do is they need to seal off this aggressive Central defense and allow them to penetrate between the ends and work the Gallimores outside to use their speed, try to get a one-on-one situation with some of the defensive backs for Greeley Central.
Greeley Central and Wheat Ridge coming up, the Class 4A state championship game today on KFKA and also TCI. We'll have the starting lineups and the opening kickoff next from District 6 Stadium.
The Conditioning Spa is a family place and offers complete family fun and fitness. There are many fun activities and a child care center, too. The Conditioning Spa is the force behind your fitness program, offering the latest in cardiovascular equipment, toning muscles, increasing energy, reducing stress, and much more. You and your family deserve to look good, feel good, and have fun together. Spend that time at the Conditioning Spa. 3520974 is the phone, or visit Hillside Mall, the club that cares.
Welcome back to District 6 Stadium. Chuck Tennyson, Rob Norwood with you. The 4A state championship today. Wheat Ridge in town to take on the Greeley Central Wildcats. Let's go ahead and get to the starting lineups for you. First of all, for the Greeley Central Wildcats on offense. And we'll start off with their quarterback, Steve Beaubier. Steve Beaubier, 6 foot, 190-pound senior, 44 of 88 through the air, 645 yards, 3 interceptions, and 5 touchdowns. He's carried it 133 times for 410 yards. The two backs are as good as any in the state. The tailback is Jeff Weber, 6'1", 185-pound junior, 220 carries, 1,643 yards, and 24 touchdowns on the year for Jeff Weber. The fullback is Casey McConnell, 6 foot, 205-pound senior, 218 carries for 1,541 yards and 14 touchdowns for Casey McConnell. At the split end position, Nathan Mulhern, 5'11", 161-pound senior. The other split end is Jay Dinges, 5'10", 156-pound senior. The tight end is Scott Gablehouse. He's 5'8", 168 pounds and a junior. On the offensive line for Greeley Central, the left tackle is Big Ben Fusco, 5'11", 285 pounds and a senior. The left guard, Scott Gaiman, 5'10", 212 pounds and a junior. The center for Greeley Central, James Cowan, 6'3", 225 and a senior. At right guard, J.D. Pickett will get the start, 5'7", 186 and a junior. And right tackle is Jared St. Aubin, 6'3", 283 pounds and a senior. For the Greeley Central Wildcats, they come in at 12-1, a little over 27 points a game for the Greeley Central offense. For the Wheat Ridge Farmers on defense, it's a base 4-3. The bookends, Luke Terry, 6 foot, 275 and a junior. Dave Wade is the other end, 6'3", 230 and a senior. Randy Coy and Andy DeZeriga are the tackles. The three backers, Jason Gallimore, 6 foot, 200-pound senior. The inside linebacker, Zach Magalai, 6'2", 215 and a senior. And J.P. DeZeriga is the outside linebacker, 6'2", 195, and a freshman. The cornerbacks for the Wheat Ridge Farmers, Jim Coy is one corner, 5'6", 150, and a junior. Jared Zegra is the other corner, 6', 180, and a junior. Chris Lucas is the free safety, and Justin Gallimore is the strong safety for the Wheat Ridge Farmers. Quickly to the Wheat Ridge offense. The Farmers, led by their quarterback, Zach Magalai, 6'2", 215, and a senior, also plays middle linebacker on defense. 13 out of 30 on the season, 351 yards and 4 interceptions. Carried the ball 65 times for 523 yards. The Gallimore brothers are the story in the backfield. It's a full house backfield for Wheat Ridge. Justin Gallimore, 6', 180-pound senior, 89 carries, 855 yards. His brother Jason, 6', 200-pound senior, 121 carries for 1,269 yards. The fullback in the three-back attack, Chad Dixon, 5'11", 180, and a senior. Up front, Chris Lucas is the tight end, 6', 170, and a senior. The offensive line for Wheat Ridge, Kevin Boyer is the left tackle. He's 6'5", 220 pounds, and a junior. Luke Terry is the left guard, 6', 225, and a junior. Randy Coy is the center, 6', 230, and also actually he is a senior, I apologize. The right guard, Wes Snyder, 6', 250, senior, and Dave Wade is the right tackle, 6'3", 230 pounds, and also a senior. Just about set for the opening kick. Greeley Central won the toss. They've deferred to the second half. That means they'll put their defense on the field, and it is a solid unit. It's a base 4-3 for Greeley Central. They're not going to be in it that much today. Look for the Wildcats in a 5-man front today. The four up front to start. Mike Stannis at one end, along with Nathan Osborne. Stannis 6'3", 217, and a junior. Osborne 6'2", 185, and a junior. Luke Morlang and Ryan Collins are the tackles. The backers for the Greeley Central Wildcats, Casey Speck at one outside linebacker. Jason Arnold is the other outside linebacker. And Casey McConnell, the man that makes it happen in the middle for the Wildcats. Preston Roig and Josh Giesick, the corners. Eric Briscoe and Jason Samsel are the safeties for the Greeley Central Wildcats. And we're just about set for the opening kickoff from District 6 Stadium. Weber has it teed at the 40-yard line. Central in their all-black home uniforms, white numerals and black helmets. Wheat Ridge with the white tops, blue numerals trimmed in gold and blue pants, and Weber gets his foot into it, and we're underway. High end-over-end kick fielded at the 5-yard line. This is Jason Gallimore right up the middle to the 20, to the 25, wrapped up and knocked down as he crosses the 27-yard line. Special teams tackle made by Josh Giesick. And here come the Wheat Ridge Farmers on offense, Rob, and it is an offense that puts it on the ground and puts points on the board. The Wheat Ridge Farmers, 36 points a game, 278 yards a game rushing.
This is a team that likes to get to the outside, Chuck. They don't have much of a passing attack. What Greeley Central has to do, get out of that 4-3 like we talked about before the game, put 5 guys up front, seal off the outside, because the Gallimore boys will go to the outside and use their speed to develop one-on-one situations on the outside.
Opening drive of the game for Wheat Ridge. 3 backs in the backfield. Magalai turns, hands to the first back through, and struggling forward for yardage is Jason Gallimore. He's across the 30, and he's got the 34-yard line before he's knocked to the turf. And that will bring up second down and short for the Wheat Ridge Farmers. Second down, we'll call it 4 after a gain of 6.
But one of the things that makes them so effective is that Wheat Ridge, that front offensive line, opens up holes. The Gallimore twins will get there quick, pick up 4 or 5 yards before you know they get there.
Ball's at the 34-yard line, and this is Justin Gallimore, running left, breaks a tackle in the backfield, outside to the 40, to the 45, and finally run out of bounds by Jason Samsel right at midfield. Gain of 16 on the carry, and it'll be a first down for Wheat Ridge.
Casey McConnell had a shot at Justin Gallimore in the backfield, couldn't quite get enough of him to knock him down. Gallimore got to the outside, used his speed to pick up 16 yards.
Yeah, they'll give him 17, actually, to the 49. They're into Wildcat territory. Jason and Justin Gallimore, twin brothers. And they're what makes it happen for the Wheat Ridge Farmers. Magalai on the option, cuts it upfield. He's across the 45 to the 40, breaks a tackle to the 30, tears through another tackle, still on his feet. He's outside to the 10. He's going to score. Touchdown, Wheat Ridge. 49 yards on the run from Magalai, and he left a wake of Central defenders behind him. Unbelievable run by the senior quarterback.
Magalai was caught dead to rights about 3 yards past the line of scrimmage. 4, maybe 5 Greeley Central Wildcats had a shot at him right at the line of scrimmage. He broke tackles from a host of Greeley Central Wildcats. That's sheer determination on Magalai's part.
On to attempt the extra point for Wheat Ridge. Snap is down, kick is on the way, and banging it through is Jason Gallimore. And minute and 7 seconds in, Wheat Ridge is on top 7-0. This is high school football on KFKA and TCI. We need to head out to Joslyn's in the Greeley Mall and bring in Kenny Gartrell one more time. Kenny, lots of activity out there, and I know for those people heading out for Rockies Day, the doors open.
Will announce today whether or not he will go to college or bypass college and go right into the NBA. Mike Rice, KFKA Sports, coming up.
1310 KFKA. At 75, it says a lot.
Welcome back to District 6 Stadium. Chuck Tennyson and Rob Norwood with you this afternoon. 3 plays, 72 yards in a minute and 1 for the Wheat Ridge Farmers, and they're on top 7-0. Rob, again, an unbelievable run from Zach Magalai.
Well, Greeley Central is used to putting big plays up against other teams throughout the year. Not a lot of times have been down early in football games. This will give that offense a chance to test its mettle early on in this football game.
Jeff Weber, Armando Magdalano, and Ben Lundstrom all back deep for Greeley Central. This is the Longmont special formation here. Ran it last week to perfection against the Broomfield Eagles. The kick is away. It's high, end over end, and well through the end zone. And that'll be a touchback, and Greeley Central will open it up 1st down and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Wheat Ridge on top 7-0, 10:53 to go, first quarter.
I would imagine right now, if you're head coach Jeff Priestley, what you've told your football team is we're down 7-0. We've been in a lot of tough football games this year. It's early, very early in this football game. No need to panic. You cannot get away from the game plan, which is to run McConnell and Weber and use those short passes to offset the run.
Greeley Central approaches on offense. Steve Beaubier, the senior quarterback, under center. They send Gablehouse in motion left to right. Now he sets up outside right tackle Jared St. Aubin. McConnell and Weber in the backfield. Long count for Beaubier, and he'll run the option right. Cuts it upfield to the 20 and gets wrapped up and knocked off his feet at the 23-yard line. Off the bottom of the stack, Jason Gallimore for the Wheat Ridge Farmers. Gain of 3 for Beaubier. 2nd down 7 coming up for the Wildcats.
We talked about in the pregame the aggressiveness of this Wheat Ridge defense. There you get an opportunity to see that. Beaubier basically shut off by the defensive end, who penetrated, forced him up the middle. The rest of the Wheat Ridge defense caught up to him, knocked him down after a gain of 3.
Wildcats send 2 receivers right side. Lundstrom inside of Dingus. Now Weber in motion out of the backfield. He'll also line up as a receiver right side for the Wildcats. Again, a long count for Steve Beaubier. Still under center, still barking signals, and he swings it out to Weber in the backfield. 25, slips the tackle outside to the 30, and he's very near a 1st down for the Greeley Central Wildcats on an awkward-looking play. Run out of bounds near side by Jared Zegra for Wheat Ridge, and it's a 1st down Greeley Central. Give Weber 7 on the reception, and that's all he needed.
Last week, Longmont exposed a weakness in this Wheat Ridge defense. The short, quick-out passes, I don't think they wanted to throw it in the backfield like that, but watch for those short passes all day long.
Greeley Central sets the heavy formation left side. St. Aubin moves from his right tackle spot to a tight end position, and here's Casey McConnell off that left side, and Casey moves the pile forward for a couple. They'll give him forward progress to the 32, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 8 for Greeley Central. Wildcats trailing 7-0 early on here from District 6 Stadium. Absolutely packed, not a seat in the house. Dingus and Lundstrom split wide right. This time Jay Dingus inside of Ben Lundstrom. And now Weber in motion left to right out of the backfield, and he'll line up in the slot left side. McConnell, the lone setback now behind Steve Beaubier. 2nd down. We'll call it 8 coming up for Greeley Central. Beaubier on the quick hitch to Jay Dingus, looking right sideline, and he's rocked out of bounds at the 34. Zach Magalai over from his middle linebacker position to make the tackle, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 5 for Greeley Central.
Well, Greeley Central had the matchup that they wanted on the outside. Dingus one-on-one with the defensive back. A good block, but the defensive back fought the block off, stayed with Dingus, shut him down after he picked up about 3 or 4 yards.
Picks up 4 to the 36-yard line. 3rd down, 5 coming up for the Greeley Central Wildcats. Gablehouse, the tight end left side. Again, 3 receivers right for Greeley Central, and this is McConnell right up the middle, stretching forward for yardage, and he's short. He got to the 39. He needed to get across the 40 for a 1st down. And I'm not sure it's any decision for Jeff Priestley here.
I don't think you'll see anything fancy this early in the football game or anything risky from Greeley Central. One thing I want to mention too, Chuck, the short passes, although they may only be picking up 3 or 4 yards, may be used to set up something later in the game.
Back deep to receive the punt is Chad Dixon for Wheat Ridge. Weber to kick it away for Greeley Central. Some movement up front from the Farmers. Snap back to Weber is a good one. Jeff gets his foot into it. A high, spiraling, driving kick. Dixon makes an over-the-shoulder catch at the 16-yard line. McConnell has him right sideline. He takes him out of bounds at the 22-yard line, and that's where Wheat Ridge will take over first down 10.
45-yard punt, 7-yard return. That's one of the things that's kept Greeley Central out of trouble a lot this year is the foot of Jeff Weber. Not only kicking off, but also the punting game has been very effective for him.
Well, the Wheat Ridge offense made it look easy in their opening possession. 3 plays, 72 yards in 1 minute and 1 second. They have the lead 7-0, 7:59 to go. First quarter from District 6 Stadium here in Greeley. Again, Greeley Central with the 5-man front. They move big Jared St. Aubin in the middle. Play action pass from Magalai. In trouble, dropped and sacked back at the 10-yard line. Mike Stannis and Ryan Collins applying the pressure for the Greeley Central Wildcats.
That's where you talk about keeping the pressure on quarterback Magalai. All year long, the passing game for Wheat Ridge has been inconsistent. That line trying to give him some time to move to the outside, to roll to the left, but the pursuit, the aggressiveness of that Greeley Central defense between the ends is too much for him to get away.
Magalai's forward progress was stopped at the 13. That's where they give it to Wheat Ridge after a loss of 9. Running left is Justin Gallimore, and he's knocked off his feet as he crosses the 20 to the 21. Tackle made for Greeley Central by Casey Speck. That will get back the sack yardage for the Wheat Ridge Farmers, or nearly all of it. And it'll bring up third down and about 11.
Well, that left side of the Wheat Ridge offensive line doing a nice job keeping Casey McConnell from making that tackle, getting enough of him to knock him off balance and opening up a hole for Gallimore to run through.
Again, 3 backs in the backfield. Jason and Justin Gallimore and Chad Dixon. And they hand off up the middle, and knocked down immediately is Justin Gallimore, and the Greeley Central defense is held. No gain on the play. On 4th and 11, the Farmers are going to have to kick it away. How big is that stand for the confidence of the Central defense?
Well, Central chose to be on defense to start the football game, which shows you how much confidence they have in that defense. That time, Nathan Osborne not in on the tackle, but disrupted enough of the blocking scheme to allow the rest of the Wildcats to get in to make the stop.
Jeff Weber back deep for Greeley Central. Jared Zegra to punt it away for the Farmers. And flags fly. And from our back judge usually means delay of the game.
And while we have a chance to get a penalty, let's go ahead and talk about our officials for today's game. Out of Colorado Springs. Well, I'm not sure what that call is there. We'll get the call, but real quick, the referee is Ray Lutz. The umpire is Julius Darrington. The linesman is Bill Weeks. The line judge is Jim King. The back judge is Jack Dowds. They're out of Colorado Springs.
Penalty was on the Wildcats. Too many men on the field. And advances the ball 5 yards for Wheat Ridge. Still makes it 4th and 5, and they're going to have to kick it away. Zegras gets it away. It's a low line drive kick that bounds at the 30. Goes out of bounds right sideline at the 28, and that's where Greeley Central will take over first down and 10.
52-yard punt, no return, a lot of that on the ground, but effective in its own right. When you're Wheat Ridge, you just want to get it back, don't give them an opportunity to return the football.
5:58 to go first quarter. Greeley Central trailing Wheat Ridge 7-0. State championship football today in Greeley. What a great atmosphere here at District 6 Stadium.
And you talk about no place to sit in the stadium. As you look around, there's not a lot of places to stand either.
They're a couple deep around the fence here at District 6. Steve Bobier under center. Lundstrom and Dingus go wide left. Bobier on the option, cuts it up, and has the 29-yard line. Tackle made for Wheat Ridge. And the stop made up front for the Farmers by J.P. DeZeriga.
One of the things that Steve Bobier has to remember when he's running the option play, he stepped back, took a look, waited for the hole to open. This Wheat Ridge defense reacts too quickly to allow you to do that. You got to hit the holes quick, try to make them react to you.
Wheat Ridge brings 6 men in the box, now 7 men in the box for the Farmers, and on the reverse, here's Mulhern. Breaks a tackle in the backfield. Left sideline to the 30, to the 40, 45, 50, and he's out of bounds in Wheat Ridge territory at the 46-yard line. Pushed out of bounds by Chris Lucas for the Farmers. Nathan Mulhern with the biggest play of the day to this point for the Wildcats.
23-yard pickup that time by Mulhern. Chuck, I have to tell you, we've talked about him all year long. Gallimore for Wheat Ridge was about to make the stop in the backfield. Jared St. Aubin, with a key block, caught enough of him to spring him to the outside and let him pick up the yardage.
Wildcats send Ben Lundstrom wide left. Dingus comes right. That's the short side of the field. And now Gablehouse in motion right to left. Weber and McConnell behind senior quarterback Steve Beaubier. First down 10 for the Wildcats. First time they've been in Wheat Ridge territory today. And Beaubier on the option to the 45, to the 40, and rumbles ahead to the 37-yard line. J.B. DeZaraga again on the stop for Greeley Central, or excuse me, for Wheat Ridge. And the Wildcats will have themselves another first down. No, now they're going to call time to measure. Will be very close, although it looks like Beaubier does have enough for the first down.
Big block that time on the inside by Mike Bars, the offensive tackle for Greeley Central. Sealed off that defensive line for Wheat Ridge to allow Beaubier. When Beaubier broke to the outside, basically he was one-on-one against a linebacker. Flat out ran him until the defensive back caught up to him.
They bring the chain gang across, and he has it very easily, a little more than the length of the football, for the first down for Greeley Central. Wildcats trailing 7-0. Wheat Ridge on their opening drive, 3 plays and 72 yards for the score. Wildcats couldn't get anything done on their opening possession. And then the Farmers went 3 and out, and now Greeley Central with it for the second time. A couple of first downs in this drive for Greeley Central. 2 receivers right, Mulhern and Dingus, and here's the option again. Beaubier keeps it to the 35, stretches ahead to the 32. And again, a solid pickup for Steve Beaubier. 5 yards on first down. Rob will get it done all day.
Yeah, Beaubier now 4 carries for 23 yards. Had to go back, forced back in that backfield by the pressure from the defense of Wheat Ridge. Beaubier kept his head up, never stopped spotting the hole, but managed to work his way up, pick up a long 4, a short 5.
Second down. We'll call it 5 for the Greeley Central Wildcats. Lundstrom in motion right to left. That's the strong side of the field. And Beaubier play action pass over the middle. It's intercepted by Wheat Ridge. Right into the hands of Chris Lucas. He's to the 40, to the 45. Weber knocks him out of bounds at the 48-yard line. First turnover of the game, Rob. And Chris Lucas didn't bite on the play action, and Beaubier threw it right to him.
Yeah, Beaubier looking for Scott Gablehouse. That ball floated just a little bit. Gablehouse went up for it, couldn't get it. Lucas waiting right there for the interception. Almost had a return for 6. After Greeley Central, we've seen all the last couple of weeks. What they've done is they've established some long drives and have come up empty. That's another example of getting inside positive territory and not putting points on the board. They need to watch and guard against that the rest of this game.
3:46 to go, first quarter, 7-0 Wheat Ridge. They have it at the Greeley Central 49-yard line. Hand off to the first back through, and that is Jason Gallimore, and he stopped for a short gain. Got a couple of yards as he moved it ahead to the 47. It'll bring up second down and 8.
One of the traits of this Greeley Central defense all year long, when they've been faced with some adversity, they've stepped up, kind of taken offense to teams moving the football against them. They've got to test their mettle now, with a little over 3 minutes to go in the first quarter.
New quarterback for Wheat Ridge, Jim Coy in at the controls, and he hands off to his fullback. And that's Chad Dixon, and that's nothing doing. Casey Speck off the bottom of the pile, along with Casey McConnell for Greeley Central.
Another guy that had his hand on the running back's legs that time was Nathan Osborne. Submarine grabbed his feet, allowed the rest of the defense to grab him, take him down.
Third down 8 coming up for Wheat Ridge. Ball at the Greeley Central 47-yard line. Greeley Central with the 5-man front, rotating Jared St. Aubin and Ben Fusco in with their original front 4. First back through this time for Wheat Ridge. Right up the middle is Jason Gallimore, and Ben Fusco went helmet to helmet and got help from Casey McConnell. Fourth down, and again, 3 plays and out for the Wheat Ridge offense.
Greeley Central's defense has done it all year long. The offense at times has sputtered just a little bit. This time, with the interception, this Greeley Central defense has stepped up, put a stop on them. Now, if you're Wheat Ridge, do you punt? You're in positive territory at the 45-yard line.
Got to win the field position battle. They're going to put the ball down for a field goal. And now the Wildcats will have to spend a timeout. The ball was teed at the hold was going to come from the 48-yard line.
62 yards. Is Dempsey in the house someplace?
Yeah.
Do you remember Tom Dempsey back to the New Orleans Saints?
Haven't seen Tom, but you never know. Greeley Central forced to expend a timeout. 4th down 6 when we come back for the Wheat Ridge Farmers. They have the ball at the Greeley Central 45-yard line, and this is high school football on KFKA and TCI.
I watch The Locker Room right here on Channel 8 every Monday night at 6:30 with Jim Forth and Rob Norwood.
Strange alignment that time for Wheat Ridge, and if they were indeed going to attempt the field goal, they got the Wildcats to call the timeout, and they will put the tee back down again. 62-yard attempt.
This is dangerous if you're Wheat Ridge right now. You have to avoid the block. Greeley Central has to watch for the fake.
Makiza Lazedo is the kicker. 6 foot, 150-pound senior. Movement up front for the Wildcats. The snap is down. The kick is on the way, and that is 15 yards short. Bound short of the goal line and into the end zone. It's as good as a punt, though, because in high school the ball goes down to the 20-yard line, and that's where the Wildcats will take over 1st down and 10. They trail 7-0.
From watching this young man kick off after Wheat Ridge scored their touchdown, the opening drive of the game, I think maybe 62 yards might be stretching the leg a little bit, but he got a little bit underneath that one. With a little bit of a breeze, it may be worth a chance.
Well, when you're in positive territory like that, you might as well try it. In high school, the ball goes back to the 20-yard line even if you miss, so almost as good as a punt for the Farmers. Greeley Central with 2 receivers in, Mulhern right and Dingus left, and again Weber and McConnell behind Steve Beaubier. 1st down 10, Wildcats trail 7-0. Handoff to Weber up the middle, and Jeff dives ahead to the 22-yard line. Gain of 2 for the junior tailback, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 8.
Jeff's first carry of the ball game. He also has 1 reception today for 7 yards. And that's important for this Greeley Central team to establish Jeff Weber early on.
Weber, 220 carries, 1,643 yards to go along with 24 touchdowns coming into this game today. 2nd down 8 for Greeley Central. Option to the left. McConnell in all kinds of trouble, and he's dropped back at the 14-yard line. Well, that play was snuffed out well, and the play made up front for the Wheat Ridge Farmers. Kevin Boyer forced the issue from his defensive end position.
When you've got a big bruising fullback like Casey McConnell, what you want to try to do is work him between the tackles. That's where this guy lives. This guy likes to get in there, get dirty, get his uniform dirty, and get muddy and stuff. When you try to take him to the outside, he's so big and so strong, it gives that defense too much of a time to react to him.
McConnell loses 8 yards on the play. 3rd and long coming up for the Greeley Central Wildcats. 2 receivers in for Greeley Central. Beaubier under center, and the flag comes in, and that'll be a delay of the game on the Wildcats. 3rd and 15 coming up for Greeley Central. That'll back them up 5 yards and make it 3rd and 20.
Doesn't sound like a lot when you lose 5 yards, but in a field position game when you're inside your own 20-yard line and your punter has to punt out of his own end zone, that ball gets a little bit more slippery, as we saw last week against Bloomfield.
Play brought in from the sidelines, and Rob, also as we saw last week, when you get 3rd and long, for either one of these teams, the way they run the ball, 3rd down and long is a tough down to convert.
And Greeley Central 0 for 1 on 3rd down conversions today.
Ben Lundstrom in motion right to left for Greeley Central. Now he reverses and comes back towards the near side, and Beaubier hands off on the trap play to McConnell, and he plunges ahead to the 14-yard line. Tackle made by Zach Magalai for the Wheat Ridge Farmers, and that'll bring up 4th down and long, and the Wildcats will have to kick it away.
Well, now the kicking game all that much more important when you got a guy like Weber back. Got a pretty good foot on him. May be able to kick him out, but watch for Wheat Ridge to come after the football. They win the field position exchange right here with the try for the field goal.
And the siren sounds, and the first quarter is history at District 6 Stadium. Through a quarter, Wheat Ridge 7, Greeley Central nothing. This high school football on KFKA and TCI.
Dr. Gene Beaubier is pleased to welcome Dr. Amy Stratton to his dental practice. Dr. Stratton is now accepting appointments. Emergencies welcome. For complete dental wellness, gentle treatment, and personal attention to your total dental health and appearance, as well as the latest techniques to maintain your dental health, call Dr. Gene Beaubier or Dr. Amy Stratton at 339-9770. 339-9770.
Welcome back to District 6 Stadium. Chuck Tennyson and Rob Norwood with you. Start of the second quarter, 7-0 Wheat Ridge in a defensive struggle. And Rob, I think that's about what we expected on both sides of the ball.
The one thing that Greeley Central has now gained through this little bit of a struggle on offense is they've gained the win for Jeff Weber to kick out of. And you talk about Wheat Ridge came out first possession of the game, 3 plays, a chunk of yards, got a touchdown. Now it's Greeley Central's turn to step it up a notch.
Weber will stand at his goal line to kick this one away. 4th down and 16 for Greeley Central. The snap is a good one. A little bit of pressure, and Weber gets a wobbler away that bounds out to the 49-yard line, and that's where Wheat Ridge will take over. In Greeley Central territory at the 49-yard line, 1st down and 10.
34-yard kick, no return. Didn't look like Jeff got all that one, kind of a little bit off the side of his foot.
Only score of the game came on the opening drive for the Farmers, and they made it look easy. 3 plays, 72 yards for the score. Since then, the Wildcat defense has not allowed a first down. Zach Magalai back at quarterback. He rumbled 49 yards for that opening score. They line up in the full house backfield. 3 backs right behind Magalai. Handoff up the middle, and this is Jason Gallimore, and he stretches across the 45 and gets down to the 41-yard line before he's dropped. Gain of 8 on the carry.
Mike Stannis doing a nice job shutting the run off to the outside. However, when he penetrated through the line of scrimmage, he allowed a hole for Gallimore to run through to pick up 8 yards.
2nd down and a couple coming up for Wheat Ridge. Actually, they'll give him 7, mark him down at the 42. And hand off to Justin Gallimore this time. He's hit at the 40, stretches ahead to the 39, and it's going to be very close to a first down. Gain of 3 on the play for Justin Gallimore. And he is just shy of a first down, not quite a yard, so 3rd and very short coming up for Wheat Ridge.
Gallimore almost got himself in a little bit of trouble that time fighting for the first down. Ryan Collins with a full head of steam missed him just as he went down.
Dixon to line up next to Jason Gallimore, and he's next to Justin, and now flags fly.
I think Wheat Ridge moved.
False start on the Farmers, and goes from 3rd and less than a yard, Rob, to 3rd and a little more than 5, and that makes a big difference in your play call.
When you were Wheat Ridge and you got 3rd and short, and now you back yourself up to maybe a 3rd and a 5.5 or 3rd and 6, it changes the strategy of what you're planning to do, especially against a defense like Greeley Central that's so aggressive. They will get after it on 3rd down now. Watch for those guys to pin their ears back and come after them.
Nathan Osborne, Luke Morlang, Ben Fusco, Ryan Collins, and Mike Stannis up front. 5-man front for Greeley Central. 1 safety back and 10 men in the box. Handoff up the middle. Rocked off his feet is Jason Gallimore, and I don't know. Big collision in the hole. Casey Speck came up to fill, and he and Gallimore got acquainted in a hurry.
I think it's 4th down, Chuck. I think he's short.
He is short. What a hit by Casey Speck in the hole. Gallimore picks up the 5 they lost on the penalty, and on 4th and short, Wheat Ridge is going for it.
If you're Greeley Central now, what you have to watch for the hard count. They're going to keep it simple. They're going to come up the middle. You've got to watch for the tough count, jump offside.
4th down and a yard coming up. Biggest play of the game for the Central defense. turn, hand up the middle, and moving the pile forward was Jason Gallimore. First down, Farmers. Pretty good surge by the Wildcat defense, Rob. Just too much power from Gallimore.
Gallimore, that offensive line, that right side of that offensive line is doing a nice job of moving, Luke Terry being one of those guys, of moving that Greeley Central defense back. But the Greeley Central defense, Stannis, McConnell, everybody on that left side kind of stood their ground and didn't give him a lot more than he needed for the first down.
Jason only got a yard, and that's all he needed. An official's timeout for an equipment adjustment. 9:56 to go, second quarter, 7-0 Wheat Ridge. They've picked up their second first down of the game. And they are on top on a 49-yard run by Zach Magalai. Electric atmosphere today at District 6 Stadium. Absolutely unbelievable crowd. Gorgeous day for football here in the last weekend of November.
You know, the way the weather looked last night, and the forecast for today was 2 to 3 inches of snow and cold, 29 degrees. But if you're a high school football player out here playing for a state championship game, this is what you want. You want that field a little bit muddy. You want to get down and get dirty and get after it.
First down 10 for the Farmers. They've got the ball at the Greeley Central 38-yard line. Magalai turns, option to his right, wrapped up and hammered to the turf by Casey Speck. He had his fullback, Chad Dixon, for the option play, but Dixon was taken away by Samsel, and Speck came up and dropped him. No gain on the play.
Yeah, that was just nice defense on the option that time by Greeley Central. You're right. Speck came up, got the quarterback. Samsel doing what he should do as a defensive back, stayed with that running back. Had he have pitched, they would have lost 3 or 4 yards.
Farmers come out, 3 backs in the backfield. They hand off to Dixon. Running right, he's got the corner, and he's knocked out of bounds inside the 35-yard line. Pickup on the play of about 4. Actually, they'll give him yardage to the 32, so a pickup of 6 on the carry. And 3rd down and 4 coming up for Wheat Ridge.
Yeah, Roig and Samson both doing a nice job that time of shutting the run down, keeping it inside of 10 yards. As it developed, the right side of that offensive line had the defensive line sealed off. There was big holes there that those guys had to shut them down.
Once again, 3rd down and 4 coming up for the Farmers. 8:37 to go. They lead 7-0. Magalai on the keeper is in the backfield. He's in trouble. Hit by Stannis and now polished off by Jared St. Aubin and Luke Morley. He'll lose yardage back to the 37-yard line, so a loss of 5 on the play, and now 4th down and 11 coming up for the Farmers.
A long shot for trying a 4th down conversion, but yet if you're Wheat Ridge, you might consider something along the lines of working. That time, the Greeley Central defense, that's the aggressiveness of them. You keep them between those ends, and they're going to get you every time.
Farmers will punt this one away. The wind is against them, what there is of it. A slight breeze. Greeley Central with nobody back to receive the punt. They're not buying this one at all. And the kick is an end-over-end punt, lands at the 17 and will be collected there by the Farmers, and that's where Greeley Central will take over 1st down and 10.
20-yard kick, no return. Good job that time by the punter from Wheat Ridge to keep the ball out of the end zone. Again, pin Greeley Central back deep in its own territory.
Greeley Central's got it. 1st down 10, ball at their own 17-yard line. Wheat Ridge on top 7-0 for a state championship today on KFKA and TCI. McConnell and Weber, the split backs behind Beaubeer. Nathan Mulhern goes wide right. 2 tight ends in the game as well. Louis D'Angelo and Scott Gablehouse. They hand off up the middle to Weber, and there's just nothing there. Hit by a whole host of white shirts. Leading the charge for the Wheat Ridge Farmers was Kevin Boyer.
Greeley Central struggling just a little bit on offense here in the second quarter. Weber now 2 carries for 3 yards. McConnell 4 carries for 1 yard. Both of these guys are 1,500-plus yard carriers. You got to try to work those guys, get Weber to the outside. That opens up McConnell between the tackles.
Haven't seen much outside from the Wildcats. A couple of option plays, and that's it. 2nd down 10 coming up for Greeley Central. No gain on the previous play for Jeff Weber, and here they come with the option right. Beaubeer on the keeper. He's tripped up and dives to the 20-yard line. Beaubeer picks up 3. 3rd down and 7 coming up for the Greeley Central Wildcats and their offense as they try to gain some of this field position back. Wheat just had a short field to work with on really their last 3 possessions, and the Wildcat defense has been up to the challenge.
We've got an injured player limping off for Wheat Ridge. It's number 70, Dave Wade.
6'3", 230-pound senior defensive end.
Looked like an ankle. By the way, Chuck, too, Greeley Central 0 for 3 on third down conversions thus far in the football game.
Wildcats approach the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 7 coming up for Greeley Central. On count for Beaubeer. Play action pass. Floats it right sideline for Mulhern. Wide open at the 45. He just overthrew it. Well, the cornerback Jim Coy for Wheat Ridge bit on the play fake hard, and Mulhern was wide open, but Beaubeer just overthrew it.
Not only that, but a couple of linebackers coming at Beaubeer, including Justin Gallimore, the middle linebacker, with the middle linebackers there. Beaubeer puts a little more air underneath that football. That's 6 points for Greeley Central.
Weber will be back to kick it away. Jeff's been busy today in the punting department, standing at his own 5-yard line. Snap back is a good one. No rush as the Farmers play for the return, and Weber hits it off the side of his foot. This is not a great effort from Jeff Weber. Wheat Ridge will have a short field to work with. Again, they'll take over at the Greeley Central 48.
28 yards on the punt, no return. Again, the field position so important in a state championship football game. The defense has carried Greeley Central in a lot of football games this year, but you cannot continue to ask them to do the things that they're doing today, and that is to give Wheat Ridge the ball inside the 50-yard line and expect them to make the stop every time out.
Greeley Central defensive coordinator Jeff Fulton put in the 5-2 defense this week, so they're not going to see much of our base 4-3. Magalai on the quarterback keeper. Stannis has him. Magalai slips his tackle, breaks another tackle in the backfield. He's to the 45, rolls over Casey Speck, and finally knocked off his feet at the 41-yard line. Oh, Magalai had no business getting out of the backfield. Great effort, though, from the senior quarterback. Picks up yardage, and that will bring up 2nd down and 4, pick up a 6.
If you're Greeley Central, this young man has shown some strength, the ability to break tackles. You cannot get him high. They made that mistake on the 49-yard touchdown run. You've got to get him low, wait for help.
2nd down, 4, ball at the 42, and they hand off up the middle, and nothing doing for Jason Gallimore. Again, Casey Speck, along with Ryan Collins on the tackle for Greeley Central. 3rd and 4 coming up.
Well, and Jared St. Aubin also forming a brick in that wall to not let Gallimore through that line.
Gallimore got a yard. They'll give him a yard's worth of forward progress to the 41. 3rd and a long 3 coming up for the Farmers. Greeley Central brings everybody to the line of scrimmage. 10 men in the box for the Wildcats. They hand off to Justin Gallimore. He's wrapped and knocked down in the backfield. Ben Fusco on the stop for Greeley Central, and it's 4th down and 5, and the Farmers are going to have to kick it away.
This Greeley Central defense not giving up a lot. That time, another 3rd down attempt for Wheat Ridge, now 0 for 5 in the football game.
Farmers will be forced to kick. They lost a couple on the play. The snap back is low, bobbled by the punter. He's in trouble, and he gets his foot into it, soccer style. This is bounding down near the goal line, and it's into the end zone for the Central touchback.
42-yard punt going into the end zone. That Wheat Ridge punt team trying to get out there, get down there, stop that from going in the end zone. Almost got it done. 42 yards on the punt. Bring it back up to the 20-yard line. You have a net 22 on that. Now what Greeley Central has to do is to take advantage of picking up the 20 yards on the punt that went in the end zone.
Wildcats back on offense. 1st down 10, ball at their own 20-yard line. 4:24 to go. First half. Ben Lundstrom wide right for Greeley Central. T formation behind Beaubeer, and he'll run the option right, and he's dropped behind the line of scrimmage, forcing the issue for the Wheat Ridge Farmers, Andy DeZeriga from his outside linebacker position.
Greeley Central all year long has had a lot of success running the football between the tackles with Casey McConnell and complementing McConnell up the middle with Weber to the outside, Beaubeer with some options. I think what you have to look at now, if you're head coach Jeff Priestley, is you have to look at trying to establish that running game between the tackles, especially deep in your own territory.
Second down, 13 coming up for Greeley Central. Loss of 3 on the play for Beaubeer. The pitch to Weber. Jeff wants to throw it. Airs it out right sideline into double coverage. It's tipped and intercepted by Wheat Ridge. Coming out of the pack with the football, Jim Coy. Coy and Chris Lucas, the free safety on the double coverage. It was batted around, and Coy came out of the pack with it. Farmers will take over at their own 43-yard line.
Second turnover of the day for Greeley Central. You hope now that maybe your defense can make another stand, stop this team, and get a little bit of a better exchange on the field position switch.
3:35 to go, first half. Wheat Ridge on top, 7-0. They've got the ball once again at their own 43. Second interception of the day. Jim Coy at quarterback, hands off to Dixon, and Dixon's across the 44 to the 45. Mike Stannis on the stop, along with Casey McConnell. Gain of a couple, second down and 8 coming up.
Wheat Ridge, thus far in the football game, has done a pretty nice job of nullifying the presence of Casey McConnell in the middle. That time McConnell fought a block off that tried to seal him away from the run. Stannis got the initial hit. McConnell came in to drive the nail.
Jim Coy, 5'7", 170-pound junior. He and Magalai have alternated offensive possessions to this point for the Farmers. Magalai also playing middle linebacker for Wheat Ridge. Dixon and Justin and Jason Gallimore in the backfield, and here comes Jason Gallimore outside to the 50 and into Greeley Central territory to the 48-yard line. It'll bring up third down, as they will say the knee touched at the 49. Gain of 6, third down and 3 coming up.
Nice defense that time by Josh Giesick. Came up, shut the outside off, forced Gallimore up the middle, allowed that Greeley Central defense a chance to react to him and shut him down before he could pick up the first down.
Third down coming up for the Wheat Ridge Farmers, but they want to talk about it first. Timeout taken by the Farmers. They're on top 7-0. 2:23 to go first half. This is high school football on KFKA and TCI.
The spirit of the West, a spirit of friendly hometown service. That's what you'll find at Eaton Bank in Greeley.
Hi, I'm Joan Summers.
And I'm Peggy Sellen.
And we're here to help you with your banking needs. We can help you with anything from high-rate CDs to checking and savings accounts.
And at the new Eaton Bank in Greeley, you can count on us for personal friendly service every time you come in.
Catch the spirit of the West today at the beautiful new Eaton Bank in Greeley, located at 47th Avenue and the 34 bypass.
Every day, 10 children are killed by gunfire. It's time we said enough is enough. Find out what you can do. Call 1-800-WE-PREVENT. Not one more lost life. Not one more grieving family. Not one more.
2:23 to go first half. Wheat Ridge on top 7-0. And Rob, considering the struggles of the Greeley Central offense to this point, the Wildcats should feel fortunate that it's that close.
The defense has done a nice job of shutting Wheat Ridge down. Wheat Ridge 0 for 5 on third down conversions. However, Chuck, I might say that what Wheat Ridge has done through the first half, they've picked up a lot of yardage by controlling the line of scrimmage, beating that Greeley Central defense to the punch.
Third down. And a short 3 coming up for Wheat Ridge. On the keeper, it's Coy outside. He's pulled down by McConnell. And this is going to be very, very close to a first down. He got to the 42. And they'll call timeout. They may have to bring the chains all the way across the field here. Good pursuit that time from Casey McConnell.
I think with the spot, he's short.
Ball is shy of the 47-yard line, which is where they needed to get. And they will bring the chains across.
Our helper in the booth today, Kenny Gartrell, saying he's about 6 inches short. We want to thank you for being with us and helping us fix the tape machine at times.
They stretch it out. Good guess. Actually, he's about a football short. Well, an interesting decision here for Wheat Ridge. They've been able to get a foot, although not much more than that, throughout the entire day against the Greeley Central defense. The Cats have been stingy. Wheat Ridge 0 for 6 on third down conversions. They did get a fourth down conversion, though. And the Farmers may called timeout. Now Jim Coy back out on the field, and they're going to go for it. I think the way their defense is playing makes it a no-brainer here. Coy leads them to the line of scrimmage. Chad Dixon to line up left, Jason Gallimore, and then right side it's Justin Gallimore. Coy yet to get under center. Now he's whistled in. Less than a yard to go. They fake it, and all kinds of movement up front. Central jumped after all the movement from Wheat Ridge. They lined up in formation. Coy pulled out from under center, and he drew the Wildcats offside. Unbelievable. That's hard for me to believe that that's not an illegal procedure on the quarterback.
It looked to me like once he put his hands underneath the center, he cannot pull out without calling the timeout. When you do a situation like that, Greeley Central, however, should have been expecting something like that and not bid on that.
So the penalty gives Wheat Ridge a first down, and they continue the drive. First down 10 at the Greeley Central 42. Clock moving. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Coy rolling right, floats it out near side. One-handed attempt by Jason Gallimore. It's off his fingertips and incomplete. Second down 10 coming up. It does stop the clock with 1:59 to go in the first half, and Wheat Ridge leading Greeley Central 7-0.
Wheat Ridge first attempted pass of the day. Now 0 for 1. Coy 0 for 1. Magalai carrying the ball 5 carries for 39 yards. Been the bulk of the offense. Had the 49-yard TD run, but has been sacked several times. There's some big losses by this Greeley Central defense.
Now the Greeley Central defense has played well today. Wildcats with that 5-man front make it a 6-7-man front now for the Greeley Central Wildcats, and flags fly before the play fires off. On the carry was Jason Gallimore. He exchanges words with a couple of the Wildcat defenders.
And one of those Jared St. Aubin, I don't think that's too good of a matchup for Dixon that time.
He just wanted to make sure Jared was having a nice day, enjoying the state championship football game.
I got to tell you, that's only the second penalty for 10 yards against Wheat Ridge. A dead ball. Dixon goes ahead and carries it out. St. Aubin hits him, knocks him over on his tail. Dixon wants to get up, get a piece of him. Right there's the big hit you talk about from Greeley Central, delivering a message.
Ball back to the 47-yard line. Second down and 15 coming up for the Wheat Ridge Farmers. Coy on the option. This is Dixon running right, dropped back in midfield by Jason Arnold. He never could turn the corner, and had he turned the corner, he wasn't going anywhere. They'll give him forward progress to the 49, but a loss of 2 more for the Wheat Ridge Farmers.
Yeah, if Arnold doesn't get him, Samsel, Giesick, Rohrig, McConnell, a whole host of Greeley Central defenders just waiting on him.
Cats take a timeout to try and preserve some time. 1:32 to go first half. Wheat Ridge on top 7-0. And this is the 4A State Championship on KFKA and TCI. We need to head out to Joslin's in the Greeley Mall and bring in Kenny Gartrell one more time. Kenny, lots of activity out there, and I know for those people heading out for Rockies Day, the doors open.
Will announce today whether or not he will go to college or bypass college and go right into the NBA. Mike Rice, KFKA Sports, coming up.
1310 KFKA. At 75, it says a lot.
Defense has been marvelous. Not only that, but Wheat Ridge ineffective most of the year passing. They're in a situation now, if they want to move the football, they've got to try to throw it.
Third down and 17 coming up for the Farmers. Back to pass is Coy. Sets up middle of the pocket, throws it right side, and it's tipped, and it falls incomplete. Eric Briscoe over from his safety spot. Wide receiver Chris Lucas had one hand on it but couldn't corral it. Fourth down and 17, and the Farmers will have to kick it away.
Greeley Central a little bit fortunate that time. Briscoe lost his footing, left the receiver one-on-one with the defensive back. The receiver Lucas almost pulled that ball in with one arm.
Back to kick it for Wheat Ridge, Jared Zegra. Jeff Weber back deep for Greeley Central. Wildcats could use a big special teams play. Zegra gets his foot into it against the rush. This is a high spiraling kick. Weber fair catch, calls for it and makes it at the 19-yard line. 1:19 to go for Greeley Central here in the first half. 30 yards on the punt.
No return. I think if you're Greeley Central right now, Chuck, with the...
For Greeley Central here in the first half. 30 yards on the punt.
No return. I think if you're Greeley Central right now, Chuck, with 1:19 to go, you're only down 7-0. You got to try to do something maybe semi-conservative, but maybe to try to kickstart your offense during your territory. Watch for that quick in, that quick out pass to try to work one-on-one against those defensive backs.
Ben Lundstrom inside of Jay Dingus right side. Slot right is Jeff Weber. Casey McConnell is the lone setback, and they give it to McConnell up the middle, and he pushes the pile across the 21 to the 22. Tackle made for the Wheat Ridge Farmers by Jason Gallimore. 2nd down and 8 coming up for Greeley Central.
Well, this is the Wheat Ridge defense, as you said in the pregame, Chuck, that only allows 95.6 yards rushing per game. Greeley Central, a team that likes to rush. They've got to step it up right here.
Clock moving inside of a minute to go, first half. Dingus right, Mulhern left, and up the middle goes McConnell. Ball pops free. It's scooped up by Randy Cox. He's been to the end zone for the Wheat Ridge touchdown. Ball popped out of the stack and went straight into Cox's hands, and he motored in from 22 yards out to the...
Opportunistic defense that time for Wheat Ridge on the 3rd turnover of the first half for Greeley Central. We've seen the turnovers hurt them in previous games, however, not scoring touchdowns. Today they have.
13-0 Farmers, and a big timeout taken by Wheat Ridge. The extra point attempt is pending. And those are the kind of breaks, Rob, going into halftime that you don't need to have.
Big difference coming out in the second half, being down 13 or 14-0, as opposed to coming out in the second half and receiving the football and being down only 7-0 and trying to get your offense established.
Going against this Wheat Ridge defense, the way they have played, you get the feeling 2 touchdowns may be a lot to ask from this Central offense.
Well, Wheat Ridge, even against some of the better passing teams up in their league, up in the league that they're playing up in Denver, has only allowed 190 yards of offense per game. That's not a lot in high school football. Greeley Central, on the other hand, has allowed 228.8 yards per game, which tells you that this Wheat Ridge defense has come up against some pretty good teams and shut them down. And one of those last week against the Longmont team with a guy by the name of Tony DeFalco, and they limited him to 105 yards rushing.
The Wheat Ridge Farmers timeout is over. Makiza Lizato is on for the extra point attempt for Wheat Ridge. 13-0 they lead. The kick is on the way, and he knocks it through the uprights. 38 seconds to go first half. Wheat Ridge on top of Greeley Central 14-0. This is high school football on KFKA and TCI.
Make good times out of any bad situation with a mighty deluxe combo from Good Times Drive-Thru Burgers. A quarter-pound burger piled high with all the good stuff, our specially seasoned wild fries, and a 22-ounce Pepsi, all for only $2.79. It's true, only $2.79 for the mighty deluxe combo. Good Times will always be there for you, so burger on down and get your $2.79 Mighty Deluxe Combo today at Good Times Drive-Thru Burgers.
Hey, I watch The Locker Room right here on Channel 8 every Monday night at 6:30 with Jim Forth and Rob Norwood.
defense has been able to shut them down after they turn the football over. Today, however, a couple of turnovers and a couple, well, at least one TD for Wheat Ridge.
Lozado has it teed, actually, at the 39-yard line. Jeff Weber back deep, Armando Magdaleno and Ben Lundstrom all at the goal line for Greeley Central. Lozado approaches and pooches it short. Louis D'Angelo will field it at the 25. He hands off to Weber, middle of the field to the 30, to the 35, and he's knocked down right at the 35. Special teams tackle made by Brian Cole for Wheat Ridge. And the Wildcats will have 33 seconds with which to work here before the first half expires.
Now I think if you're Jeff Priestley, Mike Houston, his offensive coordinator, what you do is you say, hang on to the football. Don't try anything fancy. Let's get in the locker room, make some adjustments at halftime to try to get that offensive running game kick-started. Come back out. We've got a full half of football to play. No need to panic.
Nathan Mulhern wide right. Weber slot left along with Dingus. And here's Beaubier on the option. Late pitch to McConnell. He fumbles again. The ball is loose, and it's a Wheat Ridge football. Farmers take over. They recover at the Greeley Central 48-yard line. Well, the pitch was ill-advised from Beaubier, Rob, but it was right into Casey McConnell's hands.
Casey, trying to tightrope the sidelines there, hang on to the football at the same time, lost his concentration.
First down 10 for the Farmers. They've got 26 seconds. Magalai back to throw, rolling to his right, tucks it up, and then gets rocked out of bounds. Jason Arnold with the hit for Greeley Central. No gain on the play, second down and 10 coming up.
This Magalai, a big, tough young man, plays middle linebacker on that defense. We've seen him break some tackles today, not afraid to lower his head and try to pick up a couple extra yards for that Wheat Ridge offense.
Second down 10 coming up for the Farmers. Magalai got out of bounds to stop the clock with 20 seconds to go here in the first half. Not sure what the delay is here. Now we're finally ready. Greeley Central with 6 down linemen. Big rush coming. Magalai eludes Stannis, rolls right, and again tight ropes the sidelines, but doesn't get much. Ryan Collins bumped him out of bounds. No gain again. Third down and 10 coming up for the Farmers.
Magalai now 7 carries for 40 yards. Pretty much been the bulk of the offense for Wheat Ridge with the 49-yard touchdown run. And the Greeley Central defense doing a nice job of shutting Wheat Ridge down.
Third down and 10 coming up for the Farmers. Clock stopped with 14 seconds to go here in the first half. Magalai back to pass, looking right all day to throw. Now rolls out of the pocket, sets his feet, lets a wobbler go, and that one's on the track over everybody's head, and it'll be fourth down, and the Farmers will have to kick it away.
At that time, Mike Stannis, staying after the quarterback Magalai, gave him a pretty good shot after he let go of the football.
Sends a message.
Absolutely.
All those hits add up.
We've seen Magalai today deliver a few hits of his own and break a few tackles. It's not a young man that's afraid of some contact.
Farmers will have to kick it away. Jeff Weber will trot on for Greeley Central. 6 seconds to go here in half number 1. This may well be the last play of the first half. Snap comes back, and it's an end-over-end kick. Weber will let it bounce, and it will die dead at the 22-yard line, and the first half expires. Through the first half of play, Wheat Ridge on top of Greeley Central, 14-0.
Flag on the play.
And a flag on the play as well. Illegal motion on Wheat Ridge. I think the Wildcats will make them kick it again.
You know, Greeley Central's trying to come after that football. If you're Jeff Priestley, make them kick it, try to get the block, maybe get something to happen in your favor.
I think Greeley Central's going to decline it. They do decline the penalty. They're heading to the locker room. The Wildcats trailing the Farmers 14-0. One more half to go for the 4A state championship. We'll wrap up the first half in just a moment. This is high school football on KFKA and TCI.
I can tell you right now, I don't like this one little bit. Listen, I've been winning county fair recipe competitions for 16 years. This is outrageous. These Western sizzling folks come along with this county fair buffet and bakery. Just look at all of this. And to think, they're using my blue ribbon recipes and calling it their county fair buffet and bakery, and all for this Western sizzling price. It's just not fair, I tell you. And they're going to hear from me.
Because the great outdoors isn't always convenient, there's Workout West Fitness and Tennis Club.
Welcome back to District 6 Stadium. Chuck Tennyson and Rob Norwood with you. 14-0 at the half. Wheat Ridge on top of Greeley Central, and the Farmers got it rolling early. 3 plays, 72 yards in 1 minute and 1 second. 49-yard burst from Zach Magalai made it 7-0. Greeley Central got the football on their next possession. Nothing doing for the Wildcats. In fact, the Wildcat offense struggled throughout the entire first half. The Wheat Ridge Farmers came back. They went 3 and out on their following 2 possessions. And the Greeley Central Wildcats helped out their cause with interception. Steve Beaubier picked off for the first turnover of the football game. Wheat Ridge, though, unable to capitalize. They attempted a 62-yard field goal, and that was no good. Wildcats took over. They went 3 and out. Wheat Ridge Farmers came back on their following possession. This was the start of the second quarter, and picked up a first down and got as close as the Greeley Central 37-yard line before they would have to pooch punt it away. And one more time, 3 and out for the Greeley Central Wildcats. Wheat Ridge, again, 3 plays and a punt. Then Greeley Central on the halfback option. Jeff Weber would throw an interception. It would be picked off by Jim Coy, and the Farmers would take over at their own 43-yard line. That was with 3:35 to go in the first half. Again, a first down for the Farmers, and then the Wildcat defense stiffened, and they would be forced to punt it away to Greeley Central. On the Wildcats' following possession, they would run 1 play. Casey McConnell would pick up 3 yards. They'd hand off again to McConnell, and it would be scooped up and recovered by Randy Coy. He'd rumble in 22 yards for the score, and Wheat Ridge led 14-0 with 38 seconds to go in the first half. Greeley Central on their next possession, it would be Casey McConnell again fumbling. Late pitch by Steve Beaubier. McConnell had it near side, lost it. Wheat Ridge recovered it, but the Farmers were unable to do any damage, so they were forced to punt it away, and time expired in the first half. Wheat Ridge on top 14-0, and Rob, as much as anything, the defenses have been the story.
Yeah, you got that exactly right, Chuck. Not a lot of penalties this week for Greeley Central. 3 penalties for 15 yards. For Wheat Ridge, 2 for 10 yards. So both teams basically playing penalty-free. However, 4 turnovers, the big difference in this football game for Greeley Central. Let's run through some stats for you real quick. Offensively for Greeley Central, Steve Beaubier, 2 for 3 passing for 11 yards. He's also carried 6 times for 25 yards. Weber, 2 carries for 3 yards. That is a statistic in itself. He's also caught 1 pass for 7 yards. McConnell, 5 carries for 2 yards. Mulhern, 1 rush for 23 yards. The totals, Greeley Central's attempted 14 rushes for 53 yards, 11 yards passing, 64 yards of total offense in the first half for Greeley Central. On the flip side, and they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions. They haven't had an opportunity to really make a conversion yet today. Kind of sputtered on offense, caught the ball up 4 times. On the flip side, Wheat Ridge, passing, Coy, 0 for 1, Magalai, 0 for 1. Rushing-wise, Magalai doing the bulk of the carries, 7 carries for 40 yards. Jason Gallimore, 8 for 24. Justin Gallimore, 5 for 26. Chad Dixon's 4 carries for a -5 yards. Wheat Ridge has carried the ball 24 times for 75 yards. They have no passing yards, 75 yards of total offense. Both teams, the defenses, stepping up. Also, 3rd down conversions. Wheat Ridge has not converted third down. They're 0 for 7. However, they are 1 for 1 in fourth down conversions.
We're at the break. Wheat Ridge on top of Greeley Central 14-0. This is high school football on KFKA and TCI. Welcome back to District 6 Stadium. Chuck Tennyson and Rob Norwood with you this afternoon. The Wildcats trailing Wheat Ridge 14-0. And Rob, a look at the stat sheet says that it's a defensive battle all the way. And the only category really favoring either club right now is the turnover category, and that one pointing Wheat Ridge's direction all the way. The Wildcats have put it on the carpet 4 times.
Yeah, Greeley Central giving Wheat Ridge an opportunity to score a touchdown off of a fumble. Casey McConnell let it go. We'll run through some of the first half stats. Rushing, Wheat Ridge 75 rushing yards, no yards passing, total yards 75. That tells you the effectiveness of this Greeley Central defense. Also first downs, 3 first downs for Wheat Ridge. Wheat Ridge is 0 for 7 on third down conversions. They're 1 for 1 on fourth down conversions. On the flip side, Greeley Central 53 yards rushing, 11 yards passing for 64 total yards. They've also got 3 first downs. Greeley Central 0 for 2 in third down conversions, and the big number, 4 turnovers for this Greeley Central offense.
We'll have the second half play-by-play when we come back. Wheat Ridge is on top of Greeley Central 14-0. The Wildcats will open up half number 2 with the football when we return. This is high school football on TCI.
The Conditioning Spa is a family place and offers complete family fun and fitness. There are many fun activities and a child care center, too. The Conditioning Spa is the force behind your fitness program, offering the latest in cardiovascular equipment, toning muscles, increasing energy, reducing stress, and much more. You and your family deserve to look good, feel good, and have fun together. Spend that time at the Conditioning Spa. 3520974 is the phone, or visit Hillside Mall, the club that cares.
Beaubeer is pleased to welcome Dr. Amy Stratton to his dental practice. Dr. Stratton is now accepting appointments. Emergencies welcome. For complete dental wellness, gentle treatment, and personal attention to your total dental health and appearance, as well as the latest techniques to maintain your dental health, call Dr. Jean Beaubeer or Dr. Amy Stratton at 339-9770. 339-9770.
We're back at District 6 Stadium. Chuck Tennyson and Rob Norwood with you this afternoon. Gorgeous day for football. 14-0. Wheat Ridge is on top. The Wildcats open it up on offense, Rob, and the Wildcat offense simply has to start moving the football.
We've seen in the last couple of weeks that this offense has ran pretty well in the first half of the game at Grand Junction against Central Grand Junction and last week against Broomfield, and had a tendency to sit back and let the defense do their job in the second half. This week it's got to be reversed. The defense has shut Wheat Ridge down basically pretty much in the first half. Now the offense for Greeley Central has to get on track. 14 points is not a lot to make up in a half.
Wildcats ready. Armando Magdaleno, middle of the field at the 2, flanked on either side by Ben Lundstrom and Jeff Weber. And Makiza Lazedo has it teed up at the 40-yard line. Wildcats trail 14-0. Second half of the 4A state championship about to get underway from District 6 Stadium. Sellout crowd of a little more than 5,000. And Lazedo with a deep end over end kickoff. Magdaleno back middle of the end zone. And that's an automatic touchback in high school football. The Wildcats will take over at their own 20, first down and 10 as we open up the second half.
Tell you what, that young man has got a leg on him. You can see now why they tried the 62-yard field goal. If he gets a pretty good boot into it, he's got enough distance in that leg to knock it through the uprights.
Let's see what offensive changes the Wildcats have made to open up half number 2. Jay Dingus comes wide right. Mulhern wide left. That's Nathan Mulhern. Casey McConnell and Jeff Weber in the backfield. Scott Gablehouse, the tight end, right to left. And quarterback Steve Beaubeer is under center. Long, hard count for Beaubeer, surveying the defense, and here's McConnell up the middle, busts a tackle, spins away at the 25, moves the pile across the 30, and he's got a first down for Greeley Central. Statement made by the Greeley Central fullback on that play, Rob?
Do you suppose maybe that Casey McConnell is looking back at the football that was taken out of his hands in the first half late in the game? He's going to come out in the second half and say, I'm I'm the guy that's going to step forward, get this Central offense in gear. We talked about it too, Chuck, where they need to establish themselves to open everything else up is between the tackles with McConnell.
Single setback will be Casey McConnell. Slot left side is Weber. Ben Lundstrom also left along with Jay Dinges. Here's an option left for Beaubier. Breaks a tackle at the 35 and then wrapped up and knocked off his feet as he got out near the 37-yard line. Stop made for the Wheat Ridge Farmers by Randy Coy. He's got the biggest play of the game to this point. He was the one that came out of the pack with the Casey McConnell fumble and ran 22 yards for a touchdown.
And it was kind of a thank you bounce right up into his arms, right out of Casey McConnell's and into his arms. But this Greeley Central offense now is going to come out try to establish the running game. We talked about the keys to the game. They need to establish the running game, hit the quick outs to open up the outside.
6 yards on first down for McConnell. Second down and 4 coming up for the Greeley Central Wildcats. Weber on the option, pitches to, or Beaubier on the option, pitches to Weber. Jeff bobbles it, and now he's taken out of bounds. The spacing just not right on the option play, and the Greeley Central Wildcats will lose yardage all the way back to the 30. Loss of 7 on the play.
Now Jeff Weber looked a little bit out of sync with quarterback Beaubier that time. Also, when Weber was taken down out of bounds, it looked like one of the Wheat Ridge defenders came over and gave him a little extra shove when he was down. I'm surprised the referees didn't throw a little late hit flag on that.
That was Zach Magalai over to make sure that Weber was out of bounds. 6 down lineman for the Wheat Ridge Farmers. Lundstrom in motion. Play action pass for Beaubier. Rolling left, looking, has McConnell wide open. Loses the football. It pops right into the hands of Jim Coy. And it's a first down for Wheat Ridge, I believe. Yes, indeed. They will take over in terrific field position at the Greeley Central 32-yard line. Football just popped right out of his hands.
On a cold day, one of the things that you have to be aware of is that football is slick. Your hands don't have quite the grip on him. That cold weather will dry him out. When he went to pump fake, the ball slipped out of his hands. Again, a good bounce right to Wheat Ridge.
10:03 to go. Wheat Ridge takes over. First down and 10. And here's Gallimore running left, breaks a McConnell tackle, and gets shoved out of bounds inside the 25. We'll see where they spot him out. They will give him progress to the 20-yard line, and that's a first down. Pickup of 11. Injured Farmer on the play. Chris Lucas hobbling off.
Casey McConnell with a pretty good shot to get Gallimore in the backfield. Gallimore, however, we talked about the speed to the outside. Quick enough to outrun the tackle of Casey McConnell, pick up a nice 12-yard gain.
Farmers stack the line. 2 tight ends as they have been all day. Magalai on the keeper is wrapped up and taken down in the backfield. Short gain. Luke Morlang on the tackle for Greeley Central. And it'll bring up second down and 10 for Wheat Ridge. Let me check if they're going to give him forward progress. A yard's worth to the 19. So make it second down and 9.
Also, Josh Giesig doing a nice job of hanging on and waiting for help that time.
Well, it's been a frustrating afternoon for the Greeley Central offense. The defense has done its part, though. Magalai on the option right, running with Dixon. Fake pitch to the 15, breaks a tackle to the 10, into the end zone. It's a Wheat Ridge touchdown. 20-0 Farmers. Penalty flag down at the goal line. The penalty is a personal foul against Greeley Central. The touchdown will count, and we'll attempt the extra point.
See, that time, number 22, Jason Gallimore, with a nice block to seal off the outside to allow his quarterback to run into the end zone for the score.
Makiza Lozado on for the extra point attempt. Farmers on top 20-0. This will be assessed on the kickoff, I believe. Let me check that. They moved it half the distance to the goal. But they will still attempt the extra point, will the Farmers. Snap back is a bit high. Coy gets the spot down, and the kick is on the way. And it is good. Farmers on top 21-0. 9:16 to go third quarter. This is high school football on KFKA.
Make good times out of any bad situation with a mighty deluxe combo from Good Times Drive-Thru Burgers. A quarter-pound burger piled high with all the good stuff, our specially seasoned wild fries, and a 22-ounce Pepsi, all for only $2.79. It's true, only $2.79 for the mighty deluxe combo. Good Times will always be there for you, so burger on down and get your $2.79 mighty deluxe combo today at Good Times Drive-Thru Burgers.
Wheat Ridge set to kick it away to Greeley Central. 3 plays, 31 yards after the Steve Beaubier fumble. Farmers on top 21-0. The kickoff from Lizedo is a line drive that will sail through the end zone once again. Greeley Central will start first down 10 at their own 20-yard line with 9:16 to go here in the third quarter.
You can go back to the fumble recovery for the touchdown at the end of the first half for Wheat Ridge. Maybe a big momentum swing. Now they come out. Magalai again lowering his head, not being afraid to take the shots and deliver some shots himself. Goes in for the 19-yard touchdown.
Wildcats have to answer here, no doubt about it. Mulhern wide right, Dingus left, McConnell and Weber behind Beaubier, and here's Casey McConnell right up the middle, hit at the 25, keeps his feet, and rolls ahead to the 27. A pickup of 7 for the senior fullback, and the Wildcats are faced with a 2nd down and 3.
9 minutes to go in the third quarter. You've still got a chance to establish your running game. You've got to get at least one quick score of your next couple of possessions.
Wildcats again with 2 receivers, Lundstrom right, Dingus left, and this is McConnell up the middle, bucking heads and rolling over Farmers all the way to the 32. The pile finally collapsed on him. Pushing him back was quarterback Jim Coy. That's a first down, though, for the Wildcats. Pick up a 5 for McConnell.
Stats picking up a little bit now for Casey McConnell, 8 carries for 23 yards. You can feel a sense of the fact that Casey McConnell now wants to take this football team on his back and try to carry him down for a score.
Dingus and Mulhern wide right. It's Jay Dingus inside of Nathan Mulhern. And Beaubier hands off to Weber up the middle to the 40 and knocked off his feet at the 41-yard line. That will be very close to a first down. They'll give him the 42, which is what he needed for a first down. Give Weber 10 on the carry.
I think he's a shaker short.
He is just a bit short. Less than a yard. They'll still give him 10 yards on the carry. 9.5. 2nd down and less than a yard coming up for Greeley Central. Ball at their own 42. And handoff to Weber up the middle again to the 45, and then slips down. And touchdown by Jim Coy after he got to the 48-yard line. So a gain of 6, and the Greeley Central ground game all of a sudden has life.
Well, that offensive line doing a nice job of opening up holes. That time, Jeff Weber trying to make a quick cut. Nobody took him down. Tried to make a quick cut and slipped down.
Scott Gablehouse, the tight end, lines up left side. Ball at the Greeley Central 48, first down 10 Wildcats, and this is McConnell, and he's stuffed. Submarine job up front. Big penetration for Kevin Boyer. Randy Coy also in on the stop. No gain for McConnell. 2nd down 10 coming up.
Inside. Greeley Central's got to work to the right, work to the left, stay behind the big guys. St. Aubin, you got to work behind those guys, try to open up those big holes.
2nd down 10 coming up for Greeley Central. Beaubier on the option. Late pitch to Weber. It's loose. It's across into Central territory, and the Farmers have it. I believe. Big pile up. Out of the pile comes Zach Magalai. The Greeley Central offense, Rob, is self-destructed. 6th turnover of the game, and Jeff Weber never had a chance.
6th turnover of the game for Greeley Central. 2 of those turnovers, one of them directly attributed to a touchdown. The other one, 3 plays and a touchdown. Greeley Central trying to force too much on offense, trying to make too many things happen in a short period of time.
Wheat Ridge takes over at the Greeley Central 47. 7:21 to go, third quarter. And up the middle rumbles Jason Gallimore. He's all the way out to the 40-yard line. Pickup of 7. And it will bring up second down and 3.
Jason Gallimore now 9 carries for 31 yards. His twin brother on the flip side, 6 carries for 36 yards.
Jason and Justin Gallimore in the full house backfield along with Chad Dixon. The quarterback right now is Randy Coy. Handoff up the middle. Jason Gallimore across the 35 to the 33. Ryan Collins and Jason Samsel on the tackle. First down, Wheat Ridge after a pickup of 6. This Wheat Ridge offense, Rob, just too good for the Wildcat offense to continue to give them the short field to work with.
You cannot continue to give the football up and give them 30, 35, 40 yards to try to go down and pick up 6 points. You got to pin them back.
Coy on the option in trouble and dropped by Nathan Osborne. He'll lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Or actually, he will get back to the original line of scrimmage, I should say, at the 34-yard line. Second down 10 coming up for the Farmers.
Give credit to the Wheat Ridge offense. They've been very opportunistic today, taking what this Greeley Central defense has given them. And they haven't given them a lot to work with. It's the offense that's sputtered at times and giving the Wheat Ridge offense some opportunities.
Full house backfield, 2 tight ends, Chris Lucas and DeZaraga for Wheat Ridge. Back to pass is Coy. He's hit, ball's loose, recovered by St. Aubin for Greeley Central. First turnover of the game for the Farmers, and the Wildcats take over first down and 10 at their own 38.
6 minutes to go in the third quarter. If you're Greeley Central now, you've got to make something happen now. We've said it all game long. You get down 7-0 on the first possession of the game, 3 plays. There's still a lot of time left in this football game. You can get the long, sustained drives. If you don't come up with something, they're not going to do you any good.
5:57 to go. Greeley Central takes over at their own 38. Weber and McConnell in the backfield. Jay Dingus lines up as a tight end right side. Gablehouse tight end left side, and now in motion left to right comes Nathan Mulhern for Greeley Central. Beaubeer turns, play action pass, rolling to his right all kinds of time, now under pressure, and throws too high for Jay Dingus near side, and incomplete. The pressure was coming for the Wheat Ridge Farmers from Andy DeZaraga. Good coverage downfield as well from the Farmers, second down 10.
I'm not real sure that that pass was intended for Dingus. Casey McConnell was about 7 or 8 yards behind him. Halfway open, the defensive back for Wheat Ridge, laying back, playing in center field. Had Dingus have knocked that down, Wheat Ridge had a chance to pick that one off.
Jeff Weber slot left this time for Greeley Central on second and 10. Casey McConnell, the lone setback. Back to pass is Beaubeer, airs it out over the middle for Weber. He's got it at the 40, to the 20. He's going to go 10-5 and a touchdown for Greeley Central. Just like that, the Wildcats strike. 62 yards on the play from Beaubeer to Jeff Weber. Don't turn it off just yet.
Beaubeer doing a nice job selling the pass to the right side of the field. Weber kind of circled out the left side of the backfield, found a crease in that defensive line, got to the open. Once he got the football, nobody was going to catch it.
Jed Chuanchit on to attempt the extra point for Greeley Central. Out of the hole is Jason Samsel, and it's blocked. Busting through, Zach Magalai. 21-6 with 5:42 to go in the third quarter. Wheat Ridge is on top of Greeley Central. This is high school football on KFKA and TCI.
Back in the 1930s, when a family came to town, they needed one thing to get them started: a friend at Eaton Bank. Today, Eaton Bank continues the traditions of friendly hometown country banking with a new building and a great new Greeley location.
Hi, I'm Marie Kuderna.
Hi, I'm Sherry Sunday.
And I'm Penny Joseph.
We handle all the bank operations at the new Eaton Bank in Greeley.
We want your relationship with our bank to be one of trust and dependability.
Stop in and let us show you what true Western spirit is all about.
Welcome back to District 6 Stadium. Chuck Tennyson and Rob Norwood with you this afternoon. Greeley Central, a couple of plays, Rob, to go 62 yards. The big hookup from Steve Beaubeer to Jeff Weber.
Now, Beaubeer 3 for 5, 73 yards passing. Kind of, at times, that passing game's been really effective.
Weber approaches, gets his foot into it. This is a high end-over-end kick. A little bit short, though, taken at the 9-yard line by Justin Gallimore. To the 20, outside to the 30, and tripped up by Lonnie Gentry, and that was a touchdown-saving tackle by the 151-pound junior. Gallimore got back to the 32-yard line.
I'll tell you what, I talked about it in the pregame. Wheat Ridge likes to work the Gallimores to the outside because they are so fast. He was, you put it correctly, one tackle away from going all the way for 6 points.
Full house backfield for the Wheat Ridge Farmers. The intensity's picked up a notch here from District 6 Stadium. Magalai running outside, breaks a tackle, goes helmet to helmet with Speck, and then is ran out of bounds. Jason Samsel up for the support along with Casey Speck. Still a solid pickup, though, from Zach Magalai. They'll spot him down, Rob, across the 36, out to the 38-yard line. So a gain of 6 on the play.
You know, Zach Magalai from up here doesn't look all that big. 6'2", 215 pounds. We talked about during the break, this young man has came out and played the football game of his life thus far.
Magalai hands off up the middle. This is Jason Gallimore, tears through a couple of Wildcat tackles and has first down yardage out near the 44-yard line. Tackle made for the Greeley Central Wildcats by Josh Giesick, 951-pound senior cornerback.
So Gallimore lucky that time as he made his spin, had the football in his right hand. Casey Speck, with an eye for that football, took a dive at that right arm to knock it loose just as Gallimore got knocked down.
Jason and Justin have been solid today, but Zach Magalai has really been the story. He hands off up the middle, big collision, and driven out of bounds is Jason Gallimore. Well, Casey McConnell came up and put a helmet on him and drove him backwards.
Yeah, that's one tackle that Gallimore wasn't going to break right there. When you get Casey McConnell to get a couple of hands on you, he's not going to let go of you. Casey did the right thing, though. Got him out of bounds, let go of him, didn't force him to the ground.
No gain for Jason Gallimore. Actually, they're going to give him a couple of yards across the 45 to the 46 on forward progress. So second down and 8. Greeley Central with the blitz. Magalai spins out of trouble and is dropped across the 49. He got forward progress to the 50, where Mike Stannis rode him down. That'll be a gain of 4, and it will bring up third down and 4 for the Wheat Ridge Farmers. And this is a big third down here for the Greeley Central Wildcats.
We talked about the passing of Gallimore, or of Zach Magalai in the pregame. Passing-wise, 13 for 30 for 351 yards. He's carried the ball this year 65 times for 523 yards, and we can see he's been pretty effective.
Third down and 4 coming up for the Wheat Ridge Farmers. This is Justin Gallimore running right. He has the first down across the 45 to the 43. Luke Moore laying on the tackle for the Wildcats, and that is a first down and a big one.
He can thank his fullback, Chad Dixon, for one tremendous block on the outside. The defense for Greeley Central came up, tried to shut him off. Dixon put a masher on the defense for Greeley Central, allowed Gallimore to pick up the first down.
Ball at the Greeley Central 43-yard line. Second first down on the drive for Wheat Ridge as they continue to eat clock. And this is Jason Gallimore up the middle, and he's dropped. Big Jared St. Aubin got a hold of him and threw him backwards. No gain on the play. Second down 10 coming up.
Good time right now for this Greeley Central defense to step up a notch, maybe try to get a big stop right here. They have yet to force Wheat Ridge into a third down conversion attempt here in this drive.
3.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Wheat Ridge on top, 21-6. Greeley Central just scoring on a 62-yard pass play, and this is the fullback, Chad Dixon, running right, and he meets a sea of black jerseys. Leading the charge, Casey Speck. Gain of a yard, third down and 9 coming up.
Take that back. They did have the big third down conversion a couple of plays back, but now you're talking about a third down and almost 9 yards for this Greeley Central defense. It's a time to step it up. You've got to shut them down here. A lot of time left in the third quarter with almost 3 minutes.
The Wildcats need not panic just yet. Third down, 9 coming up. The Wildcats blitz. Magalai on the option is across the 40 and gets down to the 36 before he's taken down. Jason Arnold on the stop for the Wildcats. That's shy of a first down. Gain on the play of 6.
Jason Arnold on the stop. Josh Giesick, again, we've called his number a couple of times today, basically stepped up, forced him to the inside, then still get it on the tackle.
Farmers are going to try a long field goal here. Makiza Lazedo, we've seen his leg all day. This will be a 53-yard attempt. The holder is Jim Coy. Farmers come set. Snap back is a good one. The kick is not even close. It barely cleared the line of scrimmage and will roll dead into the end zone, and the Wildcats will take over first down and 10 at their own 20. That was ugly.
That was a line drive base hit.
The Greeley Central defensive lineman, lucky they weren't looking up, would have whacked him right in the head.
Somebody might have got hurt on that.
No kidding. Inside of 2 minutes to go, 1:50 to go in the third quarter, 21-6. Wheat Ridge is on top of Greeley Central. Wildcats have the ball at their own 20 after the failed 53-yard field goal attempt. McConnell and Weber split behind Beaubeer. Mulhern wide left, handoff up the middle to Weber. Rolls over a Farmer and is out to the 30-yard line. Tackle made for the Wheat Ridge Farmers by Chris Lucas, 6'1", 170 senior. That's a first down for Greeley Central, though. Weber picked up 11 on the carry. Now, as good as the Greeley Central ground game is and as physical as the Wildcats are, Rob, you just had a feeling they'd get the ground game on track. Beaubeer comes under center. Ball at their own 31-yard line. Steve on the quarterback keeper to the 35, to the 40, to the 45, and knocked off his feet at the 49-yard line. Zach Magalai with the hit, but another big gain for the Wildcats. Call it 18 yards for Steve Beaubeer. First down 10 Wildcats, ball at their own 49. Clock moving. 1:24 to go, third quarter. Congratulations to the UNC Bears. They're on their way to the Final Four. Another miraculous win for UNC. The Wildcats hoping for the same kind of outcome, although they're down by 2 touchdowns, 21-6. Quick hitch pattern to Jay Dingus, and he dives ahead to the 46-yard line. That'll be a gain of 5 for the Wildcats on first down. And bring up second down. Actually, let's call it a gain of 4 and call it second down and 6. The Central offense has come to life when they needed it most. They called Jay Dingus' knee down at the 47. The Wildcats moving. They are into Wheat Ridge territory. Lone setback is Jeff Weber. Casey McConnell slot right along with Dingus, and Beaubeer dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Andy DeZaraga was unblocked from his defensive tackle position, and he made the play. Loss of 2 yards on the play for Greeley Central.
You have to give Beaubeer credit that time. He held on to the football, thought about pitching it at the last second, hung on to it, took the loss, give him a crack on 3rd and long.
We'll put Beaubeer back to the 49, so they lose the 3 that Jay Dingus picked up. And that'll do it for the third quarter of play from District 6 Stadium. 1 quarter to go to decide the 4A state championship. Greeley Central trailing Wheat Ridge 21-6. This is high school football on KFKA and TCI.
Because the great outdoors isn't always convenient, there's Workout West Fitness and Tennis Club.
amazing what some guys go through just to get an authentic NFL jersey. They should just watch the NFL Team Shop on QVC. Authentic NFL merchandise delivered right to your door. Pretty painless, really. But some guys never learn.
It's 31 minutes after 7 o'clock. The temperature, 51 degrees. Good morning. I'm Joe Tennyson, along with Mike Rice, Tom Ryder, Bob Byrne, Jim Wurschborn, and the whole crew. We're here to keep you completely informed about what's going on in our community. So why don't you join us every morning between 6 and 9 for Up with Weld County on your complete information station, KFKA 1310.
1310 KFKA. At 75, it says a lot.
I can tell you right now, I don't like this one little bit. Listen, I've been winning county fair recipe competitions for 16 years. This is outrageous. These Western sizzling folks come along with this county fair buffet and bakery. Just look at all of this. And to think, they're using my blue ribbon recipes and calling it their county fair buffet and bakery, and all for this Western sizzling prize. It's just not fair, I tell you. And they're going to hear from me.
Hi, I'm Andre Mouton, one of the owners of the Rio Grande Mexican Restaurant, downtown Greeley. And I want to invite you to come down and try some of our delicious jumbo charbroiled shrimp. You know, when we got together 10 years ago to start this deal in Fort Collins, we decided that charbroiled beef was the way to go, and that's all we serve here, charbroiled fajitas and some charbroiled chicken breast for you, too. So come down and give us a try. We do it a little different, and I think you'll like it. Thanks.
Pencil.
Start of the fourth quarter from District 6 Stadium. Wildcats trailing 21-6 to the Wheat Ridge Farmers. They've got the ball at their own 49 and a 3rd down and 10 conversion. Coming up for Greeley Central, Weber and McConnell, the split backs in the backfield. Nathan Mulhern in motion right to left for Greeley Central. Play action pass for Beaubeer, rolling right, sets, fires deep down the right sideline. Dingus is open, he's got it at the 11-yard line for a 1st down, Greeley Central. Unbelievable. The Wildcats will set up 1st down and 10 at the Wheat Ridge 11-yard line. It'll be a gain of 41 yards for the Wildcats. McConnell and Weber behind Beaubeer. Dingus and Lundstrom wide right. Wheat Ridge fans shouting defense. Here's Weber chopped down after he took the pitch from Beaubeer. Big play for Jim Coy, the cornerback. And Weber lost 4 back to the 15. Wildcats not dead yet, 21-6. 2nd down, and now 14 to go. Ball at the Wheat Ridge 15. Mulhern comes wide left. Beaubeer to roll to his left, breaks a tackle to the 15, and drugged down after he had forward progress to the 14. Stop made on defense for the Wheat Ridge Farmers. It was Anthony Rojas, 5'8", 240-pound sophomore on the stop.
And Beaubeer doing a nice job that time, trying to hang on to the football, trying to pick out a hole, not being able to get it there. The Greeley Central Wildcats now faced with another long 3rd down attempt.
Long 3rd down and 13 coming up for Greeley Central. Ben Lundstrom wide left. Jay Dingus will line up as a tight end right side. Scott Gablehouse tight end left side. 2 backs behind Beaubeer. That's Weber and McConnell. And now Lundstrom in motion all the way across the formation left to right. Beaubeer, play action pass, rolling to his right, looking, still looking, about to run out of real estate, hit and dropped at the 15-yard line. Flags come in the middle of the play as well. Zach Pagatti got tied up with one of the Farmers away from the play.
Luke Terry it is.
We'll see who this penalty flag is on. The Wildcats clapping their hands. If this is against Wheat Ridge, that is a huge play. Personal foul, Wheat Ridge. First down, Greeley Central.
That's big.
Unbelievable.
That's big. Now, Wheat Ridge has only been penalized twice for 10 yards thus far in the game. You got to give credit to Zach Bugatti that time. Number 75, Luke Terry for Wheat Ridge, trying to egg him on into doing something. Bugatti keeping his head about him, knowing that this football team needs him to think straight, keeping his head, not getting the penalty back.
The penalty stepped off. It will move it inside the 10, and timeout taken by Greeley Central. Ball inside the 10-yard line. We've got 10:05 to go fourth quarter, 21-6 Wheat Ridge, and we welcome 21-6 Wheat Ridge. The Wildcats trailing. We welcome those of you with us on KFKA. It's been all Farmers to this point. Wildcats with a long touchdown strike, 62 yards from Steve Beaubier to Jeff Weber right at the end of the third quarter. That's the only score of the game for Greeley Central. They've got it now at the Wheat Ridge 7-yard line after the personal foul on the Wheat Ridge Farmers.
Chuck, with 10 minutes to go here in the fourth period, you don't want to talk about a big conversion. Greeley Central 1 for 4 in third down conversions. They've yet to attempt a fourth down conversion today. None bigger than this. Also, the defense has stepped up quite a bit for Greeley Central. If you get an opportunity to pin Wheat Ridge back deep in their own territory, Wheat Ridge has definitely won the field position game today. If you got a chance to pin them back, you stay with them. You get that defense to shut them down. You pin them back, force them to punt deep.
Big play for the Greeley Central Wildcats coming up after the personal foul. Steve Beaubier was dropped back at the 15-yard line just moments ago. Personal foul penalty on Luke Terry of the Farmers has moved it up to the 7. Greeley Central with 4th down and 6 from the 7. Beaubier to roll right, now scrambles back left, looking, fires it into the end zone, intercepted by Zach Magalai. Farmers take over, they'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. That is the 6th turnover of the day, 7th turnover of the day on the Greeley Central Wildcats.
Steve Beaubier had Gablehouse wide open in the end zone, dropped back, took a little bit too much time trying to get it to him, allowed that Wheat Ridge defense to drop back and play some center field. The Wheat Ridge defense came up with a pick. 7 turnovers today for Greeley Central. On the flip side, only 1 turnover for Wheat Ridge.
9:58 to go in this one, 21-6 Farmers. Jim Coy in at quarterback now for Wheat Ridge. He and Magalai have been rotating all day, and he hands off up the middle. Jason Gallimore across the 23 to the 24. He's punished by Jared St. Aubin and Casey Speck. 4 yards on the carry for Jason Gallimore. It has been a defensive struggle today. Farmers with 3 first downs in the first half. The Wildcats matched that total. It was 7-0 Wheat Ridge, and then a Casey McConnell fumble inside of a minute to go in the first half was scooped up and run in 22 yards by the Farmers. They went to the break 14-0. Got a quick touchdown in the second half. The Wildcats answered, and that's where we are now at 21-6. And this is Justin Gallimore, and he stacked up and dropped at the 25, gain of a yard. It'll bring up 3rd down and 5 for the Wheat Ridge Farmers. And Rob, at this point of the game, with Greeley Central trailing by a couple of touchdowns, every 3rd down is huge for this Wildcat defense.
Well, Wheat Ridge thus far today, 0 for 8 on 3rd down conversions. They're 1 for 1 in 4th down conversions. You got to give these guys credit. This Greeley Central defense has not given up yet today.
3rd down and 5 coming up for Wheat Ridge. They've got the ball at the Greeley Central 25. And it'll be Coy to turn and try to push his way up the middle, and he's got nothing. Stacked up and dropped by the Greeley Central Wildcats. Big Jared St. Aubin off the bottom of the pile, 4th down and 5, and the Wildcat defense is forced to punt. Big stand by the Wildcats when they needed it most, and they'll get the ball back on offense.
Well, you need something big to happen now. We've still got a little over 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, but you got to make something happen here. Weber now back to receive the punt, has got to get after something right here.
Wildcat special teams have been very quiet today, Rob.
Yes, they have.
to kick it away for Wheat Ridge, Jared Zegra. Snap is a good one. Big rush from the Wildcats. Zegra gets it away. Weber ought to have a chance. Fields it at his own 45, slips and dives ahead across the 50, and then gang tackled. He fell forward, and it'll be Greeley Central football at the Wheat Ridge 49-yard line.
30-yard punt, 5-yard return. It doesn't sound like a lot. They're inside Wheat Ridge territory at the 49-yard line. That's one of the better field position starts that Greeley Central has had all day.
Wildcats take over. First down and 10 at their own 49-yard line. Excuse me, at the Wheat Ridge 49-yard line. McConnell is the lone setback. Weber in the slot right side. Beaubeer bobbles the snap. Now moving to his right. Late pitch to Weber. To the 45. To the 40. Right sideline to the 35. To the 30. Still on his feet, and he dives ahead to the 20-yard line. Great effort from Jeff Weber. They'll say he stepped out of bounds at the 22. First down, Wildcats, 27 yards on the pickup.
Tell you what, Jeff Weber's been fairly quiet today. Now 7 carries for 46 yards. That time you can feel the sense of urgency in Jeff Weber trying to step it up a notch, get this team ignited.
First down, 10, Greeley Central. Timeout taken by the Wheat Ridge Farmers as they didn't have enough men on the field. Greeley Central moving. They've got the ball. First down, 10 at the Farmers 23-yard line. When we come back, they trail 21-6. This is high school football on KFKA and TCI.
If you think you have to go out of town for the best car deal, come to King Motors first. We'll save you the trip. At King Motors, we have big city selection, but we haven't lost the idea of small town service. At King Motors, you're treated with respect, and we make sure buying a car from us is fast and efficient. We even back our used cars with a 1-year warranty and 39-point safety and reconditioning inspection. King-size selection and service fit for a king. It all adds up to King peace of mind.
Welcome back to District 6 Stadium. Chuck Tennyson and Rob Norwood with you this afternoon. Wildcats moving. First down and 10. They called Jeff Weber out at the 23. I may have said 22. Either way, it's a first down for Greeley Central. They trail 21-6, 7:42 to go, fourth quarter. Packed house here at District 6 Stadium. Straight drop for Beaubeer. Pass is tipped and falls incomplete at the 11-yard line. Big penetration up front. Getting his hands on it was Ed Brown for the Wheat Ridge Farmers.
Beaubeer got lucky that time with the ball being tipped. Trying to force that football into some pretty good coverage that time by Wheat Ridge. Beaubeer needs to get a nice little pump fake, allow that receiver to break to the open, then hit him when he's streaking down the field.
Casey McConnell, the lone setback in the backfield. 3 receivers left for Greeley Central. Weber and Lundstrom inside of Dinges. Handoff to McConnell up the middle to the 15 and ridden down by a host of Wheat Ridge defenders. Zach Magalai among them. Also up from the bottom of the pile for the Farmers, big Kevin Boyer, 6'5", 225. McConnell's knee hit down at the 16, so a gain of 6 for the Wildcats. Third down and 4 coming up.
Big third down conversion. Greeley Central 1 for 4 today on third downs.
This time, Weber's the lone setback. McConnell slot right side. Here comes the option. Beaubeer running to the 15. Late pitch to Weber. He stutter steps and dives ahead and is very, very close to a first down. He was run out of bounds far side by strong safety Justin Gallimore. And our officials will call time. They may have to measure this one. Nope. First down, Greeley Central. Weber got just enough. He got to the 12-yard line, pickup of 4. That's all he needed.
Chuck, if Greeley Central can put a score up fairly quick here, tail in the fourth quarter, Wheat Ridge hasn't had a lot of opportunities on offense in the fourth quarter. The defense has shown they could shut them down.
Wildcats approach the line of scrimmage. Dinges inside of Lundstrom left side. McConnell and Weber behind Beaubeer. Handoff to Weber up the middle. Tears through a tackle at the 7. Pushes the pile forward to the 2-yard line. Gain of 9 for Jeff Weber. And our officials measuring this one up. This is awfully close to a first down as well, and they will have to measure. I think he's going to be short, but we will await the measurement.
Weber now 9 carries for 58 yards. The offense getting on track here in the last half a quarter or so, feeling that sense of urgency, knowing that it's coming down to maybe a last drive or two, and if they can get the football with some time left.
They stretch the chains, and Jeff is about a foot shy, not even a foot. About 6 inches shy. And the Wildcats will have it 2nd and inches, 6:43 to go. And you start thinking about the possibilities, Rob, if Central should somehow punch this into the end zone.
If Central can get it in the end zone right here, you've still got plenty of time left, a lot of timeouts left. You got a chance to stop Wheat Ridge and make that final drive. But the key thing is they had an extra point block. They got to get 2 somewhere.
McConnell and Weber behind Steve Beaubier. Bo yet to get under center as our line judge was tied up with the chain gang. Now we're ready. Gablehouse, the tight end, lined up left side. That's the strong side of the field. Mulhern left as well. Fumble in the middle of the field. Who's on it? It fell forward towards the goal line, and I think Greeley Central's got it. The question is, are they in the end zone?
Just short.
Just short. Beaubier was hit on the handoff. Jeff Weber got the football. It's a first down, Greeley Central. They're right on the doorstep. And for the first time today, the ball has bounced Greeley Central's way.
Good penetration that time by that Wheat Ridge defense. Hit Beaubier just as he handed the football off to Weber. Weber kept his head, got on top of the football. Now you're looking at a first down inside the 1.
1st and goal, Wildcats at the 1-yard line. Beaubier under center to Weber off the right side. He's in. Touchdown, Greeley Central. 6:13 to go. The Wildcats are within 21-12.
That's the spark that they needed. That's the offensive boost that this Greeley Central Wildcat team needed. Now what you look at, you're down 21-12. You've got to get either the 1-pointer here and go for 2 if you score again, or try to get 2 right here.
The Wildcats will go for 2 here. They will have the full house backfield in themselves. Speck and McConnell to lead the way for Weber. Wildcats going for 2. On their previous touchdown, they had their extra point attempt blocked. Speck in motion out of the backfield. Beaubier under center. Long count. Turns. Rolling. Play action pass. Still rolling. He's moving towards the goal line. He dives in. The 2-point conversion is there for the Wildcats. 6:13 to go. And it's 21-14 Wheat Ridge. Hold on to your hats. This is high school football on KFKA and TCI.
Make good times out of any bad situation with a mighty deluxe combo from Good Times Drive-Thru Burgers. A quarter-pound burger piled high with all the good stuff, our specially seasoned wild fries, and a 22-ounce Pepsi, all for only $2.79. It's true, only $2.79 for the mighty deluxe combo. Good Times will always be there for you, so burger on down and get your $2.79 mighty deluxe combo today at Good Times Drive-Thru Burgers.
Welcome back to District 6 Stadium. Chuck Tennyson and Rob Norwood with you. The Greeley Central scoring drive. 7 plays, 49 yards in 1 minute and 38 seconds. The 2-point conversion is good, and the Wildcats are within a touchdown. 21-7 as Weber approaches the ball at the 40. This is a spiraling kick that will bound into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback, and it will be Wheat Ridge football. They'll bring it out to the 20-yard line.
We talked about when Greeley Central took the football over in last possession. They started at the 49-yard line of Wheat Ridge. It didn't sound like a lot, but Chuck, as we talk about where they have started offensively in this football game and where Wheat Ridge has started offensively, that was one of Greeley Central's best starts all day long.
Penalty flag on the kickoff, and it's a personal foul against the Wildcats. It was dropped far side at the 20-yard line, and the Farmers will begin this possession at their own 35. Six minutes and 11 seconds left. First down, 10 Farmers. Zach Magalai at quarterback. Justin and Jason Gallimore in the backfield, along with Chad Dixon. The full house backfield. 2 tight ends, Lucas and DeZaraga for the Farmers. Magalai, the quarterback keeper, running right, hit by Speck, and then creamed by Jared St. Aubin. Oh, Magalai's a tough guy, and he absolutely got crushed by a couple of Wildcats on that play.
Speck with the initial contact. Jared St. Aubin sitting right there waiting for the quarterback to spin around and drill him into the ground. That time this Greeley Central defense stepped up a notch, trying to shut him down quick. Watch for Wheat Ridge to take their time on their offensive plays.
Gain of a yard. 2nd down, 9 coming up for the Farmers. They've got it at the Greeley Central 36. Magalai spins over the middle. He has a man wide open. With the catch is Jared Segra, and he twists and turns his way out to the 49-yard line. He's finally tackled by Casey Speck. 13 yards on the completion and a big first down for the Farmers. He was wide open in the middle of the field. And the Farmers robbed with a big first down pickup.
Well, the only person between the receiver and the goal line that time was Jason Samford. Did a nice job of keeping him from getting into the end zone.
Magalai turns and he hands to Justin Gallimore. He dives across the 50. And is able to scratch his way out to the 47-yard line. Casey McConnell and Ben Fusco on the tackle for the Greeley Central Wildcats. That'll be a pickup of 4 yards, 2nd down and 6 coming up.
Wheat Ridge starting the possession, a pretty nice pickup, 4 yards on first down. Leaves them 2nd and 6. If you're Greeley Central now, you want to try to push them back, keep them in a 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6 situation.
Clock moving, 4:40 to go, 21-14. Wheat Ridge on top of Greeley Central. Magalai on the keeper is knocked down by McConnell. And then Ben Fusco gets in on the act. He got to the 45, gain of 2, and it brings up 3rd down and 4.
Wheat Ridge today, Chuck, 0 for 9 in 3rd down conversions. If you're the Greeley Central defense, you forced this Wheat Ridge into a situation where you wanted them. Not in good enough territory to try to go for a 4th down conversion, but you've got to get the stop here. They've been unsuccessful on 3rd down thus far today.
Jared St. Aubin and Ben Fusco come in on the defensive line for Greeley Central. 7 down linemen for the Wildcats, 9 men in the box. They hand off to Dixon, running right. He gets outside and he's knocked out of bounds. A flag comes in middle of the field after he was already knocked out. They spotted him shy of the 1st down, and we will sort out the penalty. He only got a couple of yards to the 43.
It's holding.
Holding against the Wheat Ridge Farmers.
You got a tough decision now if you're Jeff Priestley. They're short of the 1st down. Do you want to take them back and force them to go again?
I think that's what they're going to do. Jeff Fulton saying they will accept that penalty. It'll be 10 yards from the spot of the foul, which was the 46-yard line. They'll move back into Greeley Central territory to the 44. Big penalty. Now it's 3rd down and 16 for the Wheat Ridge Farmers. 4th penalty for 28 yards today against the Farmers. Greeley Central, 4 penalties for 30 yards. Wildcats over 100 yards in penalties last weekend against Broomfield. So they've cut them down dramatically. Again, 7 down linemen for Greeley Central. Magalai on the keeper to the 45 outside and knocked out of bounds as he crossed the 47. Big hit delivered by Casey McConnell. Who else? Also on the stop, Preston Rohrig for Greeley Central.
Chuck, I like what Wheat Ridge did that time on offense. Granted, they didn't get the 1st down there at about the 47-yard line, their own 47-yard line. They kept the ball in Magalai's hands. He's played a great game all day long. You didn't take a chance on a pitch or a pass to get it picked off or fumbled.
3:20 to go. Wildcats down by a touchdown, and they will get the football back. Snap comes back to Zegra. No rush. He hits a spiraling kick away. Weber will make the catch over the shoulder at the 10-yard line. Gets away from a man. Running right. He's all the way back to the 5. Now upfield to the 10, to the 15, and finally dodges his way out of bounds at the 15-yard line. So the Wildcats will have a long field in front of them and 3 minutes and 5 seconds to cover it.
40-yard punt, 7-yard return. Greeley Central now has moved the football pretty effectively here in the 2nd half of the 4th quarter. You've got a chance now. Everything at this point in the game, Chuck, for Greeley Central's 4-down territory.
3:05 to go for the Wildcats. They'll give Weber the 16-yard line. And Steve Beaubier will lead his troops to the line of scrimmage. Weber in the slot left. McConnell alone setback for Greeley Central. And they hand off to Casey up the middle to the 20, to the 25, dives ahead, and he's got the 29-yard line. Gain of 13 for the Wildcats. The Wildcat ground game has come to life. Clock stopped as they reset the chains right at 3 minutes. Wildcats trail 21-14. Gablehouse in motion left to right from his tight end spot. Now he sets up next to St. Aubin right side. Beaubier, play action pass, fires over the middle. He has Weber at the 40, cut down at the 43-yard line. Let me correct myself. Scott Gablehouse, the tight end on the reception. And the Wildcats pick up 15 and another first down.
Beaubier now passing 6 for 933 yards.
Cats approach the line of scrimmage in a hurry. Beaubier, again the play action pass. Rolling to his right, tucks it under and will step his way out of bounds. He got out to the 46, maybe the 47, and that will stop the clock. 2:34 to go. Wheat Ridge on top, 21-14. Beaubier out at the 46, gain of 2 on the play.
Tell you what, Dingus working deep that time. Jim Coy back there with him on defense. Beaubier saw the coverage, held the football, picked up a couple.
Lundstrom wide right. McConnell in the slot left side with Jay Dingus. That's the strong side of the field, and here come the Wildcats running left. Beaubier on the quarterback keeper. Bangs ahead across the 50 into Wheat Ridge territory to the 49. 5 yards for Beaubier. 3rd down and 3 coming up for Greeley Central. Clock moving. 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go in this one.
Hang on.
Great atmosphere here at District 6 Stadium. Not a seat in the house and nobody's sitting down. 3rd and 3. Beaubier under center. Drops the snap. He has to cover it up. Back in his own territory at the 49. Loss of 2 on the play for Steve Beaubier. 4th down and 5 coming up in the season right here for Greeley Central. Lundstrom wide right. Dingus comes left. McConnell and Weber, the split backs behind Beaubier. The Wheat Ridge defense crowding the line of scrimmage. Beaubier play action pass over the middle to Gablehouse. He makes the catch at the 40 in front of Jim Coy, and then is knocked down at the 39-yard line. 12 yards on the pickup, and the Wildcats refuse to die. They'll put him down at the 40, so give him 11 yards on the pickup, and it's a 1st down 10 Greeley Central.
Great concentration that time by Gablehouse. Hit as he caught the football, still hung on.
Weber slot left. Beaubier 3-step drop, pump fake, deep over the middle. Weber through his fingertips and incomplete at the 15. It was a shade behind Jeff. He had one hand on it but couldn't reel it in. 1:19 to go. 21-14. Wheat Ridge on top.
That pass thrown a little bit behind Weber that time. Weber open. If he gets it, Greeley Central marches on.
Gablehouse sets up right side as the tight end. Beaubier play action pass, runs into Weber. He's rolling left, looking, still looking, picks up a block to the 35, to the 30, and knocked off his feet at the 31-yard line. 1:09 to go. Beaubier's going to be just shy of the 1st down, I believe, and now our officials will blow the clock dead. Greeley Central will take a timeout. We'll take one also. Unbelievable. 21-14, 1:03 to go in the 4th quarter. Greeley Central driving. Ball at the Wheat Ridge 31-yard line. This is high school football on KFKA and TCI.
The Conditioning Spa is a family place and offers complete family fun and fitness. There are many fun activities and a child care center, too. The Conditioning Spa is the force behind your fitness program, offering the latest in cardiovascular equipment, toning muscles, increasing energy, reducing stress, and much more. You and your family deserve to look good, feel good, and have fun together. Spend that time at the Conditioning Spa. 3520974 is the phone, or visit Hillside Mall, the club that cares.
Chuck Tennyson and Rob Norwood with you. 3rd down and a yard coming up for the Wildcats. Nathan Mulhern wide right. Jay Dingus comes left. That's the short side of the field. Weber in the slot left side. Casey McConnell will be the lone setback for Greeley Central. 5 down linemen for the Wheat Ridge Farmers as they've brought outside linebacker J.B. DeZerga up to a down lineman position. Beaubeer under center, hand off to McConnell, up the middle, to the 35. He's outside to the 20 and down to the 17-yard line. 1st down, Greeley Central. Casey McConnell broke 2 tackles at the line of scrimmage. He's to the 18-yard line and a pickup of 13 for McConnell. Clock moving, inside of a minute to go. 21-14, Wheat Ridge on top. Weber in the slot left side. Beaubeer back to pass. Pump fake goes back over the middle, and it's over everybody's head and incomplete out of the back of the end zone.
That time, Beaubeer trying to find Mulhern. Pretty good coverage in there that time by Jason Gallimore, staying right with the receiver, not allowing him to make his break.
2nd down and 10 coming up for Greeley Central. Sort of what high school football is all about right here.
State championship game, driving. What more could you ask for?
2nd down 10 for the Wildcats. Ball at the Wheat Ridge 18-yard line. 50 seconds to go. They trail by a touchdown, 21-14. 2 receivers right. Lundstrom's in motion, and Beaubeer will roll to his right. Looking, still looking. Now he's going to tuck it under and run to the 15, to the 10, and he's out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Beaubeer will pick up 8 on the carry. And the clock is stopped with 41 seconds to go.
That's a long yard for Greeley Central now. 3rd and a long yard. They're 2 for 6 on 3rd down conversions, 1 for 1 on 4th down conversions thus far.
Here it comes. 3rd and a yard for Greeley Central. A long yard, almost 2 as a matter of fact. Lone setback is McConnell. Weber in the slot left. Hand off to Casey up the middle. To the 5. Towards the goal line. He drives his way, and he's in for the Greeley Central touchdown. 37 seconds left. The Wildcats have gone 84 yards in a shade over 2 minutes. It's 21-20. The Wildcats still need the extra point.
Can you believe this Greeley Central football team? Adversity, 7 turnovers today. They get the football back, Chuck. We talked about the fact that they've moved the football in the 4th quarter, and they have done it. They've given themselves a chance to tie or win this football game.
Timeout taken by Greeley Central. 37 seconds left. It's 21-20 Wheat Ridge. We will break as well. This is high school football on KFKA.
Dr. Gene Beaubeer is pleased to welcome Dr. Amy Stratton to his dental practice. Dr. Stratton is now accepting appointments. Emergencies welcome. For complete dental wellness, gentle treatment, and personal attention to your total dental health and appearance, as well as the latest techniques to maintain your dental health, call Dr. Gene Beaubeer or Dr. Amy Stratton at 339-9770. 339-9770.
Welcome back to District 6 Stadium. Unbelievable. 21-20. Greeley Central goes 12 plays, 84 yards in a shade over 2 minutes. The Wheat Ridge Farmers have now called a timeout of their own, I believe. Now they will break the huddle, and they are back. Greeley Central on the field. They're down by the extra point, and the Wildcats are going to go for 2.
Here's the season.
Jeff Priestley called timeout. I think the message was to talk to your teammates, and now Wheat Ridge will call a timeout. We'll keep it here. I think the Wildcats called timeout. Rob went over, and I think if you're the coaches, you have to ask your kids in this situation, do you want the extra point or do you want to go for the win?
Boy, would that be a tough decision? You know, they had 1 extra point blocked already today. They proved that they can move the football here in the 4th quarter on this Wheat Ridge defense. You've moved the football effectively. You go to overtime, you take your chances of stopping them. you've also been moving the football effectively. I got to tell you something. This is a tough situation to be in if you're a head coach, but I got to tell you, whatever he chooses to do, you got to like the decision.
Boy, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I wouldn't kick the extra point and take my chances in overtime.
You got a kicker like Chad Chuanchit, pretty effective on extra points, pretty effective on field goals. However, they had the one blocked early in the football game. Maybe that is playing on the Greeley Central Lions.
Here come the Wildcats. The Wheat Ridge coach is still on the field. Head coach Ed Stevens still talking to his defense. And he will now make the slow saunter back to the west sidelines.
37 seconds.
21-20, Greeley Central, they've just scored a touchdown, and now they're going to go for two. Gable House and D'Angelo, the two tight ends set for Greeley Central. They'll have the full house backfield as well. And now we have another timeout. Wheat Ridge is going to talk about it some more. We'll break also. 37 seconds to go. Greeley Central with the two-point conversion pending. They trail 21-20. This is high school football on KFKA and TCI.
If you think you have to go out of town for the best car deal, come to King Motors first. We'll save you the trip. At King Motors, we have big city selection, but we haven't lost the idea of small town service. At King Motors, you're treated with respect, and we make sure buying a car from us is fast and efficient. We even back our used cars with a 1-year warranty and 39-point safety and reconditioning inspection. King-size selection and service fit for a king. It all adds up to King peace of mind.
Welcome back to District 6 Stadium. 21-20 Wheat Ridge. It's a good thing we've had a few timeouts. It's given us a chance to catch our breath up here. Wildcats 12 plays, 84 yards for the score. 2 minutes and 25 seconds was how long it took the Wildcats to do it. Now they will go for 2 points and the win for a state championship. A packed house of 5,000 strong on their feet. Beaubeer comes. Just about set to come under center. Gable House and D'Angelo, the tight ends. Full house backfield. McConnell and Speck to lead the way for Weber. Speck in motion out of the backfield. Hand off to Weber. Off the middle, pushing towards it. He's in! 2-point conversion, Wildcats. Confusion all over the place. One official signaled 2 points. They take it away now, and they're going to say he did not get in. Unbelievable. The head linesman signaled 2 points. They came in and they took it off the board. Wow. Mike Houston and Jeff Priestley pleading their cases. And the Wildcats will be denied on the 2-point conversion. That one is hard to swallow. (21-20). The 2-point conversion fails. 37 seconds left. The Wildcats have to hope for an onside kick now, and the Wildcats need to collect their thoughts.
Tough break that time for this Greeley Central offense. Got down, looked like Weber had pretty good penetration. They went behind that right side. Zach Pagatti back in. Jared St. Aubin there. Looked like he fell forward enough. One official came in with his hands raised up, then changed his mind at the last second. I think one of the officials, the back official, stepped in and say the ball didn't cross the goal line.
Wildcats huddled far side at the 40-yard line. No doubt this will be an onside kick. Wildcats down by a point with 37 seconds to go. Unbelievable.
Incredible football game. You think about if you're Greeley Central, you go back to the 7 turnovers, the fumble right before half that Wheat Ridge picked up and took into the end zone. You take that all back. There's no doubt this Greeley Central football team had a chance to win this football game today.
Ball teed right hash mark at the 40-yard line for Greeley Central. Jeff Weber will put the onside kick in play. And it's rolling, and covered up by Zach Magalai at midfield. Wheat Ridge on top of the football. Some tussling at the bottom of the pile. 37 seconds to go still in this one. It is a Wheat Ridge football. And they will say it hit a Wildcat back at the 47-yard line. That's where the Farmers will take over. They'll only have to touch a knee a couple of times, and this one will be in the books.
Greeley Central has absolutely nothing to hold their heads about. This team was down, and they were down big. They came back, they fought back, they clawed their way back into this football game, and they had a chance to take home that state title and came within inches.
Magalai under center, takes a step back, and puts a knee down, some pushing and shoving after the play. The clock will roll. 25 seconds to go. The Wheat Ridge Farmers can begin to celebrate a state championship. Frustration all over the place for the Greeley Central Wildcats. The Wheat Ridge Farmers and their fans begin to shout number one. Number one today, but not by much. The Wildcats fought hard. They fought through turnovers. They fought through a poor first half, and they have fallen to defeat as the clock winds down to 0. The Wheat Ridge Farmers will celebrate a state football championship. 21-20, they knock off the Wildcats here at District 6 Stadium. We'll have the post-game show to follow, as well as a wrap-up from the second half. Wheat Ridge wins it 21-20, and this is high school football on KFKA and TCI.
Because the great outdoors isn't always convenient, there's Workout West Fitness and Tennis Club.
It's amazing what some guys go through just to get an authentic NFL jersey. They should just watch the NFL Team Shop on QVC. Authentic NFL merchandise delivered right to your door. Pretty painless, really. But some guys never learn.
Hi, I'm Fred Bauer.
I'm David Sanchez.
I'm Larry Seastrom. We're the loan officers at the new Eaton Bank in Greeley. If you need a loan, we're the people to see.
You know, the Spirit of the West is not just a slogan with us, it's a promise. A promise that you get the personal attention and consideration you need every time you come into the bank.
Stop by our great new building at 47th Avenue and 34 Bypass. Come catch the Western Spirit with Eaton Bank of Greeley.
I can tell you right now, I don't like this one little bit. Listen, I've been winning county fair recipe competitions for 16 years. This is outrageous. These Western sizzling folks come along with this county fair buffet and bakery. Just look at all of this. And to think, they're using my blue ribbon recipes and calling it their county fair buffet and bakery, and all for this Western sizzling prize. It's just not fair, I tell you. And they're going to hear from me.
Make good times out of any bad situation with a mighty deluxe combo from Good Times Drive-Thru Burgers. A quarter-pound burger piled high with all the good stuff, our specially seasoned wild fries, and a 22-ounce Pepsi, all for only $2.79. It's true, only $2.79 for the mighty deluxe combo. Good Times will always be there for you. So burger on down and get your $2.79 Mighty Deluxe Combo today at Good Times Drive-Thru Burgers.
Welcome back to District 6 Stadium. Chuck Tennyson and Rob Norwood with you. The Greeley Central Wildcats have fallen to Wheat Ridge 21-20 this afternoon. Absolutely unbelievable. One of the most remarkable high school football games I've ever been a part of. Greeley Central trailed 14-0 going into the break. Wheat Ridge came out on their opening drive of the second half after recovering a fumble from Steve Beaubier. 3 plays, 31 yards. They were into the end zone, and it was 21-0 at that point. The Wildcats would fumble on their following possession as well. They turn it back over to Wheat Ridge, and then the Farmers would do the turnover trick themselves. It would be recovered by Jared St. Aubin. Greeley Central took over at their own 38-yard line. 2 plays. It was a 62-yard pass play from Steve Beaubier to Jeff Weber. The extra point attempt was blocked. It was 21-6 in favor of Wheat Ridge. The Farmers came back again. They were stuffed one more time, and the Wildcats took over with 1:50 to go in the third quarter. They would drive down with the Wildcats. They'd run 9 plays before Steve Beaubier would fire an interception. The Farmers would take over at their own 20 with 9:58 to go in the fourth quarter. 3 plays and out went the Farmers, and then Greeley Central came back with 7:51 to go in the fourth quarter. They took over at the Wheat Ridge 49-yard line. 7 plays, 49 yards, and 1:38, and they were within 21-12, and then the Wildcats would get the 2-point conversion to make it 21-14. Wheat Ridge came back, picked up a first down on their next drive, but was forced to punt back to Greeley Central. Wildcats got the ball back. 3:05 to go in the football game. They got it at their own 16-yard line. 12 plays, 84 yards in a little over 2 minutes, 2 minutes and 25 seconds to be exact. They would score the touchdown to pull within 21-20. The Wildcats called timeout. The decision was made to go for 2 points. Jeff Weber on the dive play, according to one official, was into the end zone. Our same referee then took the points off the board for Greeley Central and handed the state trophy to the Wheat Ridge Farmers. Unbelievable second half of football. A dramatic turn of events for the Greeley Central Wildcats, who will have to settle for second place today. All of the confusion, Rob, aside, at the end of the football game, this was a fantastic, fantastic football game today.
You just feel like you just caught breathless. Greeley Central has absolutely nothing to hang their heads about. They played a rough first half. Took them a little while to get on track. This team came back in the second half, showed a lot of character, did not give up. We talked about it. Still a lot of time. You have to admire this Greeley Central football team, and also hats off to Wheat Ridge. They came out, did the things they had to do to win a state championship. Let's run through some of the numbers for you real quick here. For the 4A state champions, Wheat Ridge, passing, they weren't very effective. They were 1 for 3 for 13 yards. However, Magalai made a big difference rushing. He carried 14 times for 78 yards. Jason Gallimore 14 for 50. Justin Gallimore 9 for 48. Chad Dixon carried 5 times for a -5 yards. Andy DeZagara caught the 1 pass for 13 yards. Total yards, rushing 171 yards on 42 attempts. That's a 4.01 average for Wheat Ridge running the football. They had 13 yards passing, 184 yards of total offense for Wheat Ridge. That's not a lot. That's about what Greeley Central gives up, about 40 yards less per game than what Greeley Central gives up. So that defense really stepped up, played a nice game today on defense in the state championship game. Third down conversions, Wheat Ridge 0 for 10. 1 for 1 on 4th downs. They were very opportunistic. They only turned the football over 1 time. On the flip side, Greeley Central turned it over 7 times, and Wheat Ridge capitalized. For Greeley Central, Steve Beaubier passing 7 for 12, 143 yards and a touchdown. He carried the ball 16 times for 75 yards. Weber carried the ball 11 times for 61 yards. He only had 3 yards in the first half. So he stepped it up in the second half. He had a couple touchdowns, 1 rushing. He also got 2 passes for 69 yards and a touchdown. Casey McConnell also stepped up in the second half. He was held to 5 carries for 2 yards. He finished with 13 for 70. Total yards, 40 attempts, 229 yards rushing for Greeley Central. That's a 5.7 yard per carry average. Passing, 7 for 12 for 143 yards, 362 yards of total offense. But Chuck, the telling story, 7 turnovers.
Wildcats fall in the 4A state championship game to the Wheat Ridge Farmers. 21-20 is your final. When we come back, as the postgame show continues, we will have a chance to chat with a couple of the Greeley Central players and also head coach Jeff Priestley. That is as the postgame show continues on both KFKA and TCI.
You're watching TCI Channel 8, home of the locker room.
And stiffs like us.
Jared St. Aubin, Greeley Central defensive lineman and offensive tackle. Jared, you guys fall today 21-20 on the 2-point conversion, a controversial 2-point conversion. Tell us how you saw it from your vantage point.
Well, we ran a 12 lead, which is Speck and McConnell blocking for Jeff Weber right between the guard and the tackle. And they ran, and I saw both them go through at least 5 yards. I fell down. When I fell down, I saw Jeff Weber right next to me, his elbows in the end zone, and I saw him got hit. And it was back a little bit after that. I saw one official throw up his arms and touchdown. I started celebrating, running off the field, and I saw meeting them, and they decided not, I guess.
Jared, let me switch you microphones. Go ahead and slip those on. Jared St. Aubin with us on the postgame show. Greeley Central falls once again to Wheat Ridge 21-20. Jared, the offense struggled in the first half. What did you guys do at halftime? What changes did you make to get things going in the second half?
Well, we noticed that they're stacking a lot of people inside, trying to take away the dive and the inside power game. So we started to go outside a little bit more, use Steve and Jeff's speed, and use Case's blocking, things like that.
You guys called timeout, Jared, after the touchdown to make it 21-20. What was the discussion? Did Coach Priestley ask you guys if you wanted to go for 2? How was that decision made?
Yeah, he had a discussion with the whole offense, just basically whether we wanted to try and tie it or whether we wanted to win it, and everybody, it was consensus that we wanted to try for the win.
Although it's bitter right now, you can't have any regrets about this season as a Greeley Central Wildcat.
Except for today, I've had a great season. I love these guys. I've never been on a team that I love the players so much, and coaches and everybody.
Jared, congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Great effort today. There's Jared St. Aubin, Greeley Central offensive lineman. Ben Fusco going to join us as well. Ben, go ahead and slip those on. Wildcats, 21-20 losers today to Wheat Ridge. Ben, I asked Jared, I'll ask you also. Describe the 2-point conversion play as you saw it from your position on the offensive line.
Well, the play that we ran was, like Jared said, it was 12, so it was away from me. And Scott and I's job was basically to cut off pursuit. So I cut blocked the man in front of me, and I was down, and I look up and I see the judge, you know, he shows the touchdown signal, and I saw Jeff's elbows in, and somebody flew in, and I want to say hit him and knocked him back out of the end zone. But, you know, no excuses. They played a great game, so did we, and in the end, I think we really won it physically, you know, look at the comeback and all that stuff like that, and I don't know, we just took it to them in the second half, and I think we just really wanted it more in the end, and I just hate to lose it on a controversial play like that, but no excuses. We could, I mean, there's sometimes we just could have done better, and sometimes. And
you can catch yourself saying "what if" all night long, Ben, but you have to be satisfied with the way this season went.
Sure. You know, just like Jared said, I love these guys too, and it's hard to say goodbye to the program because, you know, I love football, and hopefully I'll go on to play college, but for a lot of these guys, it's their last times in pads. You know, last time they're going to play organized football, and you know, it's just sad to see those guys have to say goodbye and go out like this. You know, Central has a lot of history and a lot of pride in the school, and it would have been good to go out with a championship season, and it's just sad to see it not come out like that.
Ben, great effort today. Terrific senior season, and best of luck.
Thank you.
Ben Fusco, one more guest to join us. That's quarterback Steve Beaubier. He will step in. 21-20 is the final. The Wildcats lose a rough one. Final drive for Greeley Central. 12 plays, 84 yards. They got the touchdown, went for the 2-point conversion, and were apparently denied. Steve, from your vantage point, was Jeff Weber into the end zone?
Well, actually, from my view, you know, I'm behind the play, so I didn't really see if the ball crossed or anything like that. But, you know, I'm just looking at the ref's arms. And, you know, when I see his arms go up, I don't know, I figured if one ref calls it a touchdown, it's a touchdown. You know, I mean, that's just the way I've always thought it to be.
Does it make it a little bit tougher to swallow, Steve, the fact that one official had his arms up in the air versus if they would have just said no all the way?
Totally. I mean, in all honesty, from my view, it looked like it was probably going to not make it. But, you know, to see the refs throw his arms up like a touchdown, you know, and, I mean, to be inches away, if not inches over the goal line, is just heartbreaking.
Was there any hesitation, Steve, on the team's part to make the decision to go for 2?
Oh, a little bit. We wanted to go to overtime. You know, there was just a big, you know, the coaches huddled and, you know, talked about it. And then they just ultimately decided to either win or lose right here. You know, go with the punches.
No regrets, though.
Well, I have some, but, you know, as far as my teammates, you know, I love those guys, and, you know, I'll go to war with them any day. You know, I mean, I don't know. I got some regrets in my book, but it's of my game. You know, I didn't play my best game, and, you know, I'm going to go to my grave with that one, probably.
Steve, it was a terrific senior season and a terrific way to wrap things up for you. Unfortunately, you guys didn't get the victory, but I know a positive senior season for you, as you look at it as a whole.
Yeah, as a whole, it was a great season. You know, I mean, we accomplished most of our goals. I mean, almost every one of them, exactly. I mean, you can only ask for a little bit more, and we were just a little bit short, an inch or two.
Steve, great effort. Terrific senior season, and best of luck.
Thanks a lot.
Greeley Central senior quarterback Steve Beaubier with us on the postgame show. The Wildcats have fallen to the Wheat Ridge Farmers. 21-20 is your final as you see the damage. And Rob, just a final couple of thoughts, and we don't have much time left, but in so many ways, this is what high school football is all about.
Win or lose, I think, Chuck, what both of these teams will take out of this game is the fact that they both played like champions. You know, it came down to a final play. Neither team has a lot to hang their head about. I talked with head coach Jeff Priest. He's pretty upbeat about the way